to unlock Ghana's productive potential across all sectors. And I'm pleased to announce that on July 1st, the 24-hour initiative policy will be ready to go into operation. This policy will provide the framework for continuous production, processing, and logistics in horticulture. It allows perishable goods like pineapples, mangoes, chilies, and herbs to move swiftly from the field to ports to international shelves, minimizing losses and maximizing value. And I'm pleased to inform you that the Ministry of Trade and Agribusiness and Industry and the Ministry of Transport are working together with the Ghana Revenue Authority, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the Ghana Shippers Council, and other stakeholders to soon declare the Tema and Takoradi ports as 24-hour ports.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. EpaHoaDaben. EpaHoaDaben.
The Ministry of Health brings to the attention of the general public the ongoing strike action undertaken by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, born out of the ongoing discussions on the new conditions of service signed in May 2024 and originally scheduled for implementation in July 2024. Upon assuming office, we have, on behalf of government, engaged several times with the GNRMA to explore the best possible avenue to approve and implement the new conditions of service. While expressing our deep regret over the current impasse leading to the strike and the suffering patients enduring, the ministry states emphatically that government appreciates the invaluable contributions of Ghanaian nurses and midwives to the development of the health sector. Government remains committed to the needed engagement that will lead to the approval and implementation of the new conditions of service for nurses and midwives. Accordingly, government has directed the Minister of Finance and the Fair Wages and Salary Commission to, as a matter of urgency, lead the development of a roadmap to ensure a smooth implementation of the process. We engage the leadership of all Nurses and Midwives Association within the health sector on 30th May 2025 to address their challenges and discuss the subsequent roadmap leading to the implementation of the new conditions of service. Fortunately, the other associations supported my intervention, with the exception of the GRNMA, which declined and proceeded to declare the strike on the 2nd of June 2025, despite the NLC caution. The National Labour Commission on Thursday, 5th June 2025, summoned all stakeholders to an emergency meeting to address the matter. However, the GRNMA failed to attend the meeting. Consequently, the NLC was compelled to take legal steps to declare the strike illegal and called on the GRNMA to immediately call it off in line with law. Yesterday, Monday, 9th June 2025, we invited the Fair Wages and Salary Commission to engage the GRMA, the Minister of Finance, and the Minister of Health to deliberate on roadmap for the successful implementation of the new conditions of service. At the meeting, the Fair Wages and Salary Commission once again, in accordance with law, directed the GRNMA to call off the strike to allow negotiations to continue. Government wishes to stress its readiness to further engage with a view to implementing the conditions of service in a manner that does not dislocate the national budget. We wish to draw attention to the fact that the conditions of service under reference are not captured in the 2025 budget and will completely throw the economy off gear if implemented immediately in the manner it currently exists. We are mindful of the serious economic consequences of unbudgeted expenditure and want to avoid the economic slippages that led to the hardship in the recent past. Government commits to continue to engage with the nurses in order to achieve a mutually acceptable outcome in the interest of the public. While working around the clock to resolve the impasse, the Ministry of Health has taken the following steps to mitigate the suffering of Ghanaian patients unduly affected by the strike. The ministry will, in the next few minutes, publish a comprehensive list of facilities to complement facilities where nursing services are lacking and where patients can seek health care. Given the urgency of the situation and suffering of the patients, government appeals to public-spirited retired nurses and midwives to volunteer their services for a brief period pending the resolution of the impasse. We further express our deep appreciation to practicing nurses who have opted to remain at post to help suffering patients and urge others to show similar fellow feeling and assist our ailing compatriots even as efforts are made to address their concerns. In conclusion, government reiterates its commitment to dialogue with the GRMA with a view to resolving this impasse for full nursing services to be restored.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. EpaHoaDaben.
It is an attempt to create a false narrative, not based on facts, but built on distortions and aimed at disseminating disinformation. Well, let me state, that scheme has failed. I've been at post for 4 months and have set to work vigorously in collaboration with the regulator, the CEOs, and other stakeholders to fashion a clear roadmap for the systemic resolution of the challenges we inherited. I'm not interested in cosmetic fixes that merely paper over the deep cracks and create an illusion of resolution only to push the can further down the road. I have learned from the former Communications Minister and now President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to embrace the challenges I am faced with, diagnose it rightly, and work towards a lasting solution. In my first month as Minister, I established a 23-member Data Pricing Review Committee with a clear 14-day mandate to develop a roadmap for implementation. The committee, in its report, distinguished the 3 areas that we believe need to be addressed for a holistic resolution of the matter: value, pricing, and quality. I referred the report to the regulator and tasked them with crafting regulatory policies that addressed the challenges in the sector. In my second month, the regulator, after engaging with the mobile network operators, came up with proposals that curated specialized bundle solutions for tertiary students and content creators. We immediately set out to build a dynamic database for the 2 demographics. I held a meeting with all vice-chancellors in the country to design a framework that allowed the networks to identify which numbers were used by tertiary students. However, I took a policy decision to truncate the process and re-engage the stakeholders to achieve a broader solution that affected all Ghanaian data users. In my 3rd month, these engagements led to a focus on the structural challenges that the networks were facing in delivering their services. As indicated earlier, we had our eyes not just on the value and pricing of data bundles, but on the quality of service delivery. I am sure that even with increased value or reduced pricing, if quality is not improved, we will still have a sour customer experience. This led to the regulator commissioning and completing an assessment of a sample size of network performance in 3G and 4G service offerings across the country, the results of which I discussed with the CEOs and the media 2 weeks ago. In my 4th month, armed with a clear picture of where we are as a sector, I tasked the CEOs to work with me to improve the quality of service and to offer enhanced data bundles. Now, let me be clear. My mandate as minister in a free market economy does not extend to interfering in the pricing by private sector investors. Just like the Minister for Trade does not have the power to direct GUTA members to drop their prices unilaterally, the Communications Minister cannot unilaterally direct price reductions. The immediate retort will be, and I am expecting it, but you accused your predecessor of being responsible for price increases. Yes, I did. The SMP toolkit is replete with several policy directions that are not direct price directives, but cumulatively have an effect on pricing. So a decision, for example, that was taken by my predecessor to have CST collected forward would, for example, result in a pricing increase. So it was not a price directive, it was a policy directive that affects pricing.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Conviction that the Supreme Court was remember that. So, by decision of 4-1 today, the Supreme Court has agreed with Counsel Nimako and said that the contempt application, its hearing, and the subsequent conviction on it all has been quashed. So, as we speak right now, Honorable Ernest Yakumi remains the MP, the elected and valid MP of the good people of Akwetia. Thank you. And on the second issue was the matter of the petition itself. On that, the court said that the judge, the Leonard Trial Court Judge Nkofridia, can no longer sit on that matter because his conduct has shown that he should not be allowed to continue sitting on the matter. So even though we may go back to Nkofridia, but he won't be the judge to sit on the substantive matter. Thank you. But our main contention at the Supreme Court was that the contempt, its hearing, it's the conviction subsequent to the contempt, the sentencing. If you remember, there were even attempts to have Ernest Yakumi arrested, Honorable MP. All has been quashed by the Supreme Court. So as we speak right now, Honorable Ernest Yakumi remains the MP of the good people of Akwetia. Thank you.
Is it fair to conclude that the injunction itself also has been quashed?
The conviction, the bench warrant, if you would remember, there was a bench warrant issued by the High Court of Florida. It has been quashed as well.
No, I'm referring to the injunction that was granted on June 6th, ahead of the June 7th.
Yes, it was stayed. The bench warrant was stayed by the Supreme Court to abide the ruling today. So as at now, per the ruling of the Supreme Court today, no bench warrant exists. So everything has been quashed. He's a free man and he will continue his good work as an MP.
No, but the question is, you remember that the court issued an injunction like this to swearing in as an MP.
Everything has been quashed. Because all those things were incidental to the conviction for contempt and all that, and the subsequent sentence, bench warrant by the trial court of Florida. Everything has been quashed. Ernest Yakumi Honorable is as free as bird.
So now, which of the legs were dismissed?
The debate about the petition pending before the Koforidua High Court, the Supreme Court said we should go back to that, but has prohibited the judge from sitting on that particular case. So yes, for that one, we may go back. I mean, we leave it up to them. We believe that it has no merit, but if they will pursue it, it's their own cup of tea. But
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Yes, the Supreme Court has spoken, even though we are yet to get the reasoning behind it. But essentially what they are saying, it's not really a 4-1 majority decision with regards to the first one. You know, the petitioners or the applicant filed a few reliefs, I think about 5 of them, with regards to the substantive matter. The Supreme Court, by unanimous decision, dismissed the 2 reliefs out of the 5. And no, 3 reliefs, and then the 1, 2, 3, and then the 2 which essentially bordered on the contempt and prohibiting the judge from proceeding to hear the matter is what was greeted with a majority decision of 4-1. And so we await the decision and then the reasoning, and we take it from there. The other matter also had 4 reliefs, 3 substantive reliefs, and then 1 which is the normal 10 lawyers do, which is that any further orders. And that also the court dismissed 2, the first 2, and then granted unanimously the 3rd one. Which 3rd one also borders on the contempt, which the court, they were asking the court to vacate the ruling on the contempt, which the court actually obliged them and then granted safe. And so essentially, per what we heard from the Supreme Court, the petition stands, the matter would go on unabated, but essentially it is the contempt that had that decision of the 4-1 majority decision. Yes, that's
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Usuye Oso ye wafa, hey, Ghana beye, every aye wadum for no adaroma, adum nyina sutum for ototro bonso bawia, wono a wachre baby a epuye nkoto. No ohu anafo no ohu atifi ono atumi nyina ya ne dia ono oma nkwa che nkwa dom nkwa ono atimi sa gina de ono anode ye kro no ode ye ba yekuta ne se kosua na dawroma ana nenso wate wie ma yen me no mienu ye frɛ na wia efisa wadom ya wia adom yensuo odumfo a wono adum wo ankaka nkwanhia bi eyi wato atwene odumfo a wodum wo ma yade ebo wo woda so tinkwam odumfo a odum ya mponasefo e strike ye wani da so so ya pomudin besibi ono oya ade a wonya katua ono a won negotiate the condition of service our demand with love. Ni service our demand condition be any ho. Onwa mpoya fum no ade cheye. Ehwe ye die. Na da Roma. Enti ya se hia bio, ye koye bai. Ampa mu amodom me beja me, mu a hunhum mu kwan mu, honam kwan mu. Mu a mutu mu kotokuom de boa beja me dom me. Me mija makura. Fofia Agyemang achire otwedi ampankwa mi wonhyira mu nyina awia mi mama hen enasia ne nchia daso na me de mamu free adwuma wura ebesi ye CEO chemu abesi ye director kakari so Boss Austin HR programs manager chemu abesi departmental head Yera Isaac Ade munkran shansem ne mo support Abra Major Kofi Agyemang dan na chire na ewosem kokora no ampama ya mana ye fema chire do awia mi mama hen na me da mo ase Yera Timothy kakare mi do ase pa na mpenfo a wo pa wo mo ne wo mu esi mu tutu ntuma ade ahofe beta ma chire Menua Bismarck Brown ose yawe mi ba LED delegation Joel Sanko Abigail Miama Abigail Boduku fefefe na ejira dananimu fefefe kama na mpenifo ahodo eka ho every time a chief fefefe and I know the 31st of May no na mi krom do nyina ayefa ye nika if it's an modom time chi wo mu antimi amabie wo ya na send you message We are no cancer and paddy chro. Yawe a jackot dear Nansu yeta wachi. The Munina say. Yura Bokumse of NDC. A rampon of MPP. And penifum. Mua mobile, mua man or down conhoma a croye. More Dawson do domintimi namwase. When no tia fidie so da, mua mutie. Mumbebre so fresh and the messages. Anomani ade ni achade aneme ade. Hey, meja wu amehunu sampa. Machredo. Enti ya na yema hoho a awie yebesom. Yabasom ye manga na ma oman no afa no ntubapa e de afra. Enti nso ye bi. Eto obi ani a na be na na nso atimi abo. Awie me mu ha. Na me da mu ase bi. Me da mu ase pa. EpaHoaDaben happy 98.9 FM. You're from Reynolds Agyemang. We bet me a friend with the mask. If it's a break up him say no sia bebo. Me trem e de ama menua Bismarck Brown. Nye be din komo ahodo e wo mamu. En komo e wo mamu de doso pa. Me no ka say SML a trust statement tin e condemn me anomo. The special prosecutor na pamfo abetu one more officers. Nti adia o mababa ya na nya dia famra kwaso. SML ni abriye pa. Ni pa bebre kura hwe no senke wo mu kopie mu court. Wo for special prosecutor enko court. SML se ko ba ne se na mutu anamo a. Asa de yenti o man a emra na yedidi o man no. Office of the special prosecutor. Na mo ntu otu ye ewo SML asoye no akenya wo mu ayo mu ye yi pa jo mu di statement tintin ba beto abonten ewie ye bedi mu nkomo na ene anope na ye ma ye nananom ye ofaase nom ye nuanom nketoa wonum ko esinanim akwa kyereze de daache wonum so abrabo wo nwuma so enwuma asua so no ebetumi yakode ama wo mo na wohwe said the BC emrantie ne maba we nkwadai report fifi other areas but wo okro wonyim dada ade ne nkwadai ti social media ana wono moto wono mo pan na so binom di akokodro di nyinsa ko wura exam hall tro in our days so wakai sabra na wo kotro BC sade ne wo ho ye penso ne wo ho na social media na man so ne nkwadaa ne nyim da ya penso ababa wa bi me ka no pa en e she den so de betroy enti enne ye mofra no tro yes re we ni nyina no mo ya pede se da chi betimi asi ye di ama wo mu oman no kan kro hia enti wonum so ye bibi na wo mabra ba wonum bebo so betimi akọ ento aso school no ne ade no mabeye mpanyimpa mamu enti ne nkodai sabi o wo mu ani abriye ifri enti ya ma yebo wonum nyina baso nyeshi wonum nkuran se obra no no mu tiasi mu no meno ka se ma ye de dodo na plan dada owie ya okobonti wa mu abasha wigi she me ka Agyemang ma ebe weje che se hwe nanimu a fita furuban ene kura wanyina wi akosku akonto aso abewie mpani na hu binum de ani enya sanketo imagine Agyemang ma se wono wo tworo bi easy ye she wonum nkuran abrante ya wono wagina hoyayi kwa mu akon wono wo kotworo bi easy za na furu nchonchoncho sa enye nkuran hye no ne ade anka ne kwa mu akon koni ha enti yenja nkwada ne nkuran na enkoso Ghana fana nyina nkwada no tworo Ghana fana nyina nkwada no tworo enti wo hwe obi no oba wo hwe nanu anu ahwe days anu wo kotworo busy first day awa exam hall ade achachefo ye hunahuna ye nia ma wo kwa yesi hey wuchu ani kura timi ji paper ene ewo dwumadi esu ye bedi nkomo ahodo ye be chiri Ghana fana nyina ne akwa akwaje eho ama ne bo ene se de esi kro Ye twa ho ani aba be wura bia no so etiti wo man yi pa. Asemi ne kan aye kana. Ewom se yesekire ne ye kan ye bisa. Ye ginkyire mu ye. Anyam bia se de ye be kan e beduru sabri. Me ti ye bra mi sie me papa na me say nurse focus strike. Abusia ade no hu sunsuanso no enya de pa. Anasefo na etifia wonom nkwa adwuma sese free se de wonom gie free aban ho emaaye no eyade emia oman yie. Ade wei eyade a so oman yantrase ni amfa amanyosam anto nchen. Ni antu anamo amprempren betimi apagya adi agire ba bia bebo a ebe ha yen yie pa. Amanfo ahyase e kan e kyerɛkyerɛm so wo ma hyase e hwere wonom ade hye. Edumre bia ni ebisa nurse for senti modwuma enti mo tena se ama nkrofo ahwere wonom nkwa. Na ya ni akanso aba besiso. Odwumayani na katua fata. Odwumayani na katua fata. Condition be pa na aba bedru sabre ya. Wokura aban afa. Aya brofo kasa. Yes as a dear negotiations no wo mu ye no. Any implementation I was a free move no. Anasifo yi nya ban ni amanso nyi nasifo ni. Aban tresa de no mu odu wonu ntumi. Nasifo nso se ba bia ya kan ba bedru sabre de. Bibia dam pefe sa ban was wo ye mayen. Ifri se nya wo no nko. Omo ni adwuma yo ko ahodo. Ana ko praise ade na worum de omanyi omo de. Ana bibi ba sankran wo omo de na implement ye besi ne. Nti ko ba ne se na ban be ka kire wonom se. Okofa sa adesoa no so no ho sese a ebebu economy ni wu. Me no kase ya ye kase ya ni abra bi no mu twa ebo wo mo ho. Wo mo ebe ya nurse fo ye wo mo. Wo mo ebe ya ban eyi wo mo. Wo mo ebe twa bo mo ho social media ye. We mpo ma boss we nkrofo ebe ye wo social media. Ba asem no ni atwemu ankasa ene se. Obi da ayaresa bia se ye kase yi. Wonya ayarehwe. Eno ni ehwe. Kasa na ye de. Ana ye nya bresi ye betu na mama mpuntu aba. Healthcare delivery. Ye to da nurse fo yi ko adwuma mpo na da asai. Ama mpani fo wonu wo yade o mafru plane akọ. O mo yade sesi o mafru plane akọ. Won tena ha mpo na nurse fo yi aye no mti yi. Wo mu bi mpo aso wo mu. Na me no mienu de kakra aka mpo na akọ yeseye. Onia wa hwe a wawu. Asabini bu ho na eba na ye kan yen kan yen se chirinka ni ye. Ya hadwin. Ya charedodo aban tu anamon na moa. Say ye hwe ne di san komo no ne o man ye fi se anasefo di man se yen kan se chirinka kire wo mu se ye ntua. Honorable Health Minister. Adewe anoye din pa. Honorable Health Minister, utum se we anoye din pa. Na retired nurses no mani ade ato nsafre wo mu ne de. Honorable Health Minister, ahona etro pa. Enti na eboba pro ne awurawura. Nye tietie ni ahwe. Se ayam pass hospitals ni bi. Your retired nurses ibia. Omatie aban sufre no makọ ekwakoye adwuma na. Now many of these retired nurses don't want to grow up adwuma ya op private you. Yeah, hey. Ewe ye bedi nkomo e de afa ho akotia nsensem no. Adadin. Emsemni pikopie mo Supreme Court. Na contempt abeda akotia MP so. Supreme Court no akwa dane no. Amazeze opanyine no eze o hwese de ne lawyers ani age enen no omunam kromu a. Yebewram so ne adi nkomo ho na awie. Join me live on Facebook Happy 98.9 FM. Meloka say menua Kojo Sefa dankwa wo me nchen. Na yenkwa probo kakra, yenkwa probo kakra. Yenkwa probo kakra na yenkonko hwe ne esie. Yenkwa probo na yenkonko tie kwadwe. Ifri na kwa mu akoso opede wo studio ha woni ne na mani kwadwo odi nkomo kwa mu akodi asem kwadwo memo akwa aba menua ene BC fo no tro ye kwa mu akwo he ni nsem ye na be man saka kraka na du obeye enu 7 cities kwadwo akwa aba
de odi tonkro do anoma wo kora ehun ede ma no
we ojina so e da bro pe kakra fo kan no
obufu adi
hey munto bayra che bi mfama no
obufu adi
be man so esimu jire sa azu ni kapre
o koto bayra manu a ono no akokwa no o se ope bayra ni trophy akoda
trophy
ope bayra ni trophy
hum kan wona ni bi ni boto gojo akwaba
mejoso BC ni de mse
o kai bra na akotro
me kai ba me de ni twam no
sa bra me hwe onimu a
na wa hwe manim se de mtia za bra ye na sese buko mboko hwe ti na hwe se de na metie za bra no me chia pan
Onum fruban
ja
atete fo ya bo hu se to twa wani a ye ju paper
ozie ba na ana maka simbi na ni it was it technical skills and as technical drawing ba kwa
na ukuta
na mkuta mathematical set na mkuta drawing board and am de kokoto na me ya de no a sukwa me call ento aso school mu St. Michael Senior High School na chere ni bi wo no chere computer science and mathematics na me ya de no a na me hu se ogina mpumam ogina mpumam ba bia me metie no beti mpuma ho
eno no ogina mpuma
no eno ogina mpuma no ena meti se o ka machi se aha de oye na ye papa na me se no vema de ma me amede tro nso hwe no edina jeze ya juru nyina ne se de tro no 2002 that 2002 safi no
na omudo munsake kan
tina ma juru nyina ya me se sa bra ne de ye
kejua
beje 1 azenka awie ne sa yo ha yes
that time
ya te se amanfo bi no mo omo de omanfo ma adwene na yo ye
mo twefem
oma twefem atu apo amajese adwene ho enti ase ase eje school back o senke school back di anka why be say o onye school back di suspend them na ye fa results na mra bonten
already
as a widespread
Kodoma menko central region nkonkotie mra na kwaku ahin ye correspondent with the central region na onfa ho ama ne bo efa BC ye wi a tiesi enkomo ba ko nemu kwaku otimi kan me mo ha kwaku
hello otimi kan
me tonka kwaku na
okay
zena 50 man time sitia
50 man time di ade boko wede na we change kaka insunya ogugu bebi amanam sitia 50 man time
weda no se de tie sese sare na tie fitia no pa nkoda no be hyase atro no ana se sese na asesa
tie na asesa nshonu nte bata ye se nshonu nya ebeto na fa de wi abo ne ade a
okay ndi yemfa BC no hyase koku no za no pa no be no nso de na nkoda na transe ade na betimi aka afa ho e wo finfin mantem a kire ewie
okay ewie yema etifa we happy FM oye akwabofo pay oye central region 50 man to the mekano ene na man Ghana nyina no oye ehafo a wo final year junior high school no what na se na watch one basic education certificate examination BC na ebe 50 man to ma dey so your was centers bebre na BC oye social way no ehafo watch bi na 50 man to ma dey no centers a my final back control social ananda wakati na sa watch no nyina ye 237 centers. And oya wire can have a Ghana Education Service. What to a shamfano, Wakatana sa watch or instruction of Honam. Now, Eba is shamfano watch on a candidate now. Yet Yachim, Yaw shamfa and a candidate or public schools or abandoned school no. And I always shamfa and a candidate and once or private schools. Now, Eben public schools no 50 man to Mahadia. A candidate what na say na watch no. Nimu oye Benino 25,708. 25,708 candidates are where many male and I watch on and I say oye Mao 25,448. 25,448 a female I watch our central region. Said Ninyaboma public schools you know our central region is young for where candidate watch no 51,156. 51,156 on a public school now ever private schools now Menina watch a 7,597 and I say a female candidate on private schools 8,012 on a is for watch or a watch honum now Nina 50 man to both public and private schools you know 50 man to my for watch 4 where 54 and a watch. Now these candidates are where special needs candidates for now. Or according to Central Regional Ghana Education Service, the student are where special needs students. I've been sabi when you fra. I've been one task of where deaf and as no. The one confirming now. Ayaza oboshe now we to na watch show one service one to them no. I have more special place in Wakacho. Nemo win the rumble boom. No, we to know what Nancy. Now I show and Obama this special needs work I was central yesterday be one be a receipt. Yesterday be a Mentimos be a sorry or invigilators and I say or student and I can't be in a window. And 50 man to me so far so good now Agyemang centers are watching now 237 now yesterday born be a one. I would say was the second paper watching and then Nina Baba mania.
Na just say Mayua be 31,000 near 33,000 near Etro BC was central region there. I feel obi enu ha wa fire for no de tro.
Only than head na ebenya biwum head na bu head na za ebenya abayo obi dia wa fire fun but on shadan ye bebrebe na yeta yehun but head na one or two places be akwaze yehun de ebinum wa fire bi kwa ne zim paper be bi wo so ne de poya and we don't tell about but them and benefit no so what for you pa na say we register now they would man kwan e mo to what na say no tro no so
oh na just na what do ani ahu bi aka no wa de control BC
yes
oh na when you need that no ko school na wa ya bayo ankasa no wanyem
oh so ya abayo on so da enyi be sa e ho no yeah
na football ni mo je uniform na o je fiata de.
Oh, so you tell me say na bia cardigan bi no aka ashegu na tia na do.
Enti na just any past 66,765 candidates and etro.
Yes. I was central region. We for special needs and for work on watch.
Na even no ka say o say mo frana afa no mo ba betro the second paper na.
No, second paper we go watch on Chebia by 3. Yeah, bobo second paper.
Let's say in the next 6 minutes, I'll say second paper no more the abenary.
Yeah, that was a bit way. But for the special needs, it's not for the one break a who Sunday, one way special student and way special candidates in Sabi do on the new fra. But we use brief now the answer questions and we'll be on my Sabi. Last one task and whether we use hearing aid no other man want to answer questions in Nazido. Hunty, one at the time booking Kaka. Dan one as I said one zidamino.
Enkunta ya wabu amaye yechire. Onam a wo ba probo wo finfin mantem. Se na mofra na ho keka a wo mudi ko hia nso hwe ni sitie wo ho.
Eshema enda no pay Eba regional capital the mayor of Cape Coast Honorable George Alisata. Okwa was some of the centers na oye metropolis mu after so regional education director no so was some of the centers or regional mu after metro education director any other directors or other district was central region and one na okwa pro na was some famanu nkran there yen so bia and on yati bia baka there oyes na ama ntezi hu no so bi show mu oyen so hwe the watch school na ona anyi that what that paper there bra na be ya no one nton ya de biara or there is hu e ma hu bi e be show mu de bia so na kwatro no or is na na da ban dem na afis wo ma otu on for there ma memfa bibia nhye hu there or paper there ko to apo na da concession dem na kwatro e na azi ja akechefo wa che wo school wa prepare wa dwe na azi no ona na o de katina ponachi na orutu onima na etum na atro hia bibia o ye hu bia e kwa nti e hwe ma o ye na o ye first external examination watch on it na yengina ya cho bi den tem de enwune 1 or 2 bi wo a enwune obobo hu kaka but first people watch we kwa apro no na enwune most of them I don't understand what so yin ya ka tan ya cho we first one event ehwe sisi and why relieve that mu a na obi mu no onyo ibiem
kogu mami fa free ho na yenwura se yenim za anesefo was strike na se wawura mu kakra nsunsanso bɛn na saade no enya ɛwɔ ayarehwɛ ne die ho ɛwɔ fifi mantam
minia ayɛso na asaba ɛka de ɛwde ɛba Ghana ha nyina yenyina yim de anesefo na onye midwife fo oyaza woko oye strike ne nyina over one condition of services kebia wo hwɛ mi da aba na bɔhwɛ na wetu ama na aba ne inche na ɛba fifi mantam ade a yɛwɔ one teaching hospital on and serve both Western North region, Western region, and also Central region. Only Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. And see, these 3 regions and this regional and teaching hospital no or serve we say no abaye tertiary hospital. Say yabanu yes na was the obia was one for na was one about eba agency for your regional hospital or Winneba specialist and trauma hospital. And also Oya Regional Hospital. I say one of Kasua, Winneba, Bodjasi, Sweduna. They say Yabanum Yazana, and Oya Referral Center, and Sanampo, or Naba Oya Kepus, and Oya Kolebu. You see, I was so I said that Sakura, Gofuko. Aside that, Yawada hospitals, Vita Cape Coast Metro Hospital, Yawada Yaban Hospital, Yawim Hospital, and other hospitals, now there 50 months to Maria. Nina, with this strike and that's the Fokano. Why affect the oil hospitals in one of them? The only place that could go there, some of the nurses are, if you know, over there, emergency case about 10 to no boa adapter for no Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. So I want to be a Wabe today, Wabe Referral Center, Ezama or Zama or Dam regions, train a mechanic in our Central, Western, and Western North regions in Teho, and a nurse if we didn't know. But Tessiana Manuka says the Munia with a striking and a strike and nurse for midwife Focono. I said, I want to press a court to 1 year per Osana one where autonomous. University of Cape Coast Hospital. The University of Cape Coast Hospital, since your pressure about the one Osana one, they are not part of nurses and midwives work or strike. And Osana, when we're autonomous, so they work directly under the university. If you want necessary pressure about the 1 year per, especially one and Koida work, I said today, a room polyclinic at the Southern Urban Health Center, Cape Coast Metro Hospital, and at the other hospitals in Nano. One pressure in Kujina or University of Cape Coast Hospital, Osana one, where autonomous one nurse for one midwife for one quarter must strike. Even after other private hospitals have been able to know access no on the system pressure. I can't do a 50 man to with a strike no or other worker in the EpaHoaDaben.
Now, who can say other facilities now? Health facilities now, services encore aqua Jina Cape Coast UCC hospital hono hono wo twam fo nyini na omanfo no kɔ hɔ no mo afiri hɔ ana sɛ omufo mani nkyerɛ hɔ kra na pressure no kɔ akodu UCC hɔ no.
Yes, I mean say shoma e bo nde bia nkɔfo wɔkɔ hospital dare bi o ma bia ɔyɛ kanka apemfo no e bia ɔfɔ yefo no ɔhyɛ no bia na ɔkɔ na ayɛ sɛ bia Okaja antenatal care AAB at this other health center, and maybe a room, and maybe a Cape Coast Metro Hospital, and maybe a Winneba specialist and trauma hospital. But for now, no, Okawa midwife no attend to that person. It's Oceanian Coping for no occasion day. And animal crow or your antenatal care no, or other one to na one attend to me. Young Conapono, walk on Tumna on call the Okaji or another Okaja antenatal care when into a pressure no. About that, UCC 4 year per Eshama, Echo uses that midwives or one no number of patients are why you have to wash or more than the actual one I yet normal ones yet around yet I know. It's president for now. We can UCC hospital, especially our Cape Coast, the regional capital. And I feel one what always can what to access private hospitals, what we know Agyemang or nothing. Once we get national insurance scheme card need. Some of the private hospitals and what and also one I was doing what Agyemang. But for now, with Cape Coast Hospital and other health facilities, sometimes and mostly, we attend to emergency ones and emergency cases now attend to not the normal antenatal care or what I do, and I attend what the two one.
Na woni omanfo a awo finfin mantem fo di nkomo a wo mu adwen kire wo mo sei chopa wo mo de to na sefo anim ana se wo mususu aban nya den na sa how ya abai ebe free ho
any bebenazo kama munya za wakan de anesefo adatefo midwifefo na mpo won so wo yedima wa yesabia wo enkonfo a wo essential service workers and will provide essential services. In Zimbabwe, the aban ena oide otum no hwe na onye one kasa na nsebiara abotum waye na wa hwe empempen na se that for another midwife for no entasia yejuma e wontem na wa back to oye hospital aru abaye yejuma no da oye amanfo work goes na 50 man to na work na no say na what say nimpa no nkwa wonchen in Zimbabwe say say obi optima that cause the time abanyi ni baye hye ebo wie no oba ya sabia wa nimpa na we fim no onya za obotum na odna ban komediem ntia we kwenye de za wokan na de aban enyenyim ya as a matter of agency no onye ntentam na hye biara odo onye anesefo no na midwife anyi wona ye e man tasi ejuma no onye ntentam na ntasi ye ejuma so de when ejuma wa ye no essential service wo provide what ma oye Ghana for oye nkwanwe ejuma na wo ye nti za bebe na wokan na de ntasi ye ejuma enmemi ntentam na aban ontum na oma oye Agyemang na nurse fa midwife no wonko na wonka ejuma e wa sabia ahro
Kwagu mame no ase awie na minim se de besi bia so obema yaso ate yes training kwaku ahen ye central regional correspondent otese ye no edin komoni o kire ni se omanfo e wo central region e de to abanim se ontu anamon na nesefo hawa omuwo onsano na nesefo nkonko ye adwuma nte sa nsusuanso na ye ba no enya de beba wutie na ma ne bonu ye di a na je say the UCC hospital wo finfin mantem no pressure abasu ye pa ma me fima ni nche asante mantem na me ne Isaac asiedu menua eni nkoma Ike eja mejiwa mantem so Ike
menua say
me say mejiwa mantem say won so sie afrim
ayo nya sa okay yo
kafra yako
that's it
Isaac asiedu ayen correspondent was antimantem ai kwada roma fayewuram BC and social mofra ye churo ni nei de emfonyi na betim de ama ye wie ya TSC anese fon komonim
yo that's it ene ya no ka say die ene na wonom estatu so ni nyina yinim no ne wa antimantem so ye babro kakra ekore sene enioma etitie e wo hanom na ebra ye koye no so ye ni MASQ bedwa pani oda no opori Agyemang wono na ye no eba apro no ekọ apartment senior high school iwe kopie mu opoko senior high school e na afi so ena schools ahodo akam so ye kọtọ aso ne ni paro also mo chen so no ewo apartment group Kumasi mu e be 9,848 e mu emema e 4,693 emu ma e 5,153 e no che e public school e wo mu 95 e na public school mu e 139 na chete wono edos pa na ade ba ko ye ko ya yehu ye ne se ebra adisiafo no eba no yehu se wona e wona bi afi a wono e wo Kumasi central TV so maako enum mo ye mema Omufio no best 20 to 25. One also are registered via number side BEC in the B. Now, and not an so much to public that penny or Richard for Agyemang. It's not so Eddie put to Eddie Amo. Woman said, one of the field in so and what dinner on Kakawania, Eddie Eddie Better side BEC, no. And a DJ Papa, no sister, no basic. Okay, I'm on when you have in such a impose the bra, what we do in the famous song, that's on that one to beat me a baby, Eddie Abrabono Asphalt. And when or Pekakra at the moment and a bay, I be so crying. Now I'm on factory the answer so and mammy trains and a bromo barrier, not season officers and 81 and a bay of on some of my children. We are or my father could be when it be a key honor. Now a quack I rehearse them the names, Nimono, one more dear, no more I crowd and so him, one a betray. It is I know I say, dear, what a phantomatic book, Master Dear. But about the being one more, it's the Yantis two be a friend of high bar pronoun, Equator Seminoka say, will be in one man I action on, and I propose the with the school need be annual. And I said, yeah, and then about by name, they won't have a convenience about who you be, one way near amateur. The summer amateur, it is Seminoka say, and when you phone to me far and whom a woman, on my association, I may have much as I'm now on arm I pay and omni school authority in Ebe Casanova start to woman himself on a den on mamma. I thought West Imagine as I can be any Paris, and I will feel him and I think be saying and I to me Amanametry so far. It will be no estin so Samia. Never can say any issue so much show us and Samantha. Say Emma Ecoy.
Na o si the Kumasi mayor EpaBB demand duafon e de no pema wo mo.
Oh, pay Scaracam or man on Betchen, Bemu, and only in Noom, a year, so ye imbe, your more interest pleasing one, or pay hundreds Edma will be a 10 year bay, only bedroom to Copafe, or Trezam to no back, really some Unquazoma homia, one of the two BBAD. Nelso, and yesterday, a mobile on Quane by prison officers, I can't some year guide, no, Umudio Mochia, and on Domu be Raponum, Edomo call classroom, see, or more actually be answer, they don't be Fabiano. Officers need to do a layer one of Indian. The move, baby, on no better modiano. Ya said that more candidates mean, you said that baby for Edema or more training and let the officers and so a rain or more.
I think young free BC in San Semnim na young share Kumasi de o camp modern and home somewhere would do any better confound and other teaching hospitals. Miss out, saying Susan so bayna. And that's if we are call strike, they say, I can say, Enya, our omo aje, I share our hospitals at a walk, Kumasi,
No, Council Minister was sentimental, the better strike, no, a bought and crop for papa. It's as a free brand, no air or more embedment. It will be an ornament, Wakati be say, or Catuania, who will be said, Jamie, Bahonom, Abbey in University. Ura Confonocha, Sabia, AOP, the Honoma, a Honum Edda, which she assassin now doctors may be back. One more bar. Now will be on any appointment, or Jenny or Shelley to see, say, will bet me I am where you man, no, I get. And they go on some appointment, and if the nurses no, if free no, or better can the temperature and the pressure near the answer, doctors no, it's me as a woman. If she assassin will be a city free, the visitor northern region, no bonnet and pattern, not any team of confonotional. One baby drew on one, the question me not in more yapa, we go on one, a baby review. We won't take a zone kucha, can another issue, we are one family doctor, another doctor, and who obey. One a baby you preaching, and now papa your hackers here, Eddie Amo, may sound some bound say, yes, and yes, it's echo strike. Not a doctor for 20 year preaching, and also multi-million brat, nurses mainly ornaments, we go on man a car near church, be a next week. It be a 3 weeks time, I be a stay, Sabra. It's not papa your honey, if it's a beer. And doctor for no habit to me yet to me be the age, my name Sumia. May no say, doctors no dear, Ubuama or Beba, Abbe be any patient Beba and our bar advice or no. Now what the amano. The be a driven of a shaman or no shaman to be a Hong Kong or Tonimum, and Yendi and Car, as a necessary and only doctor in a cabum, no more yeno. It's a Fiamino Cassadi, Uko Confanochi, Opedia, a Honum Edda Hobo. And this will be on to say a senior is for striking a river. One I see another so mobile, or balance or car, or maybe you compare so that yes, so much of the strike and sunny be almost in Yaba. Who's the next or call emergency? Emergency notice for stone, as you may win honum. Nanya Yana, who seem a one, Yachi one, my two on one. One with your Honman and nurses, Nimon Mamma, whom you look to Honma, one air show with you. wɔn de yɛbɛka sɛ yɛ emergency paa no ɛhɔ nom a yɛhyɛ wɔn na sɛ bi afei na wofirifiri na sɛ wɔba de yɛ menua ɛnyɛ adeɛ sɛ yɛbɛhyɛ nti ɛnɛ yɛhyɛ aseɛ yɛbɔ aporo no nyinaa wɔ kɔnfɔnɔ kyi wie na yɛsa kɔpie mu wɔ kɔnfɔnɔ kyi mmɔkyerɛ ɛhɔ nom deɛ ɛyɛ kɛseɛ paa ɛkɔhyɛ sɛ ɛhɔ nso ɔha wɔ hɔ nom anaa no kwasɛm sɛ ɔmo amma yɛ kwae yɛ na ɔmo anrekɔde ɔmo deɛ nanso ɔfra ne ɔmo kasa ɔmo a yɛte aseɛ sɛ efiri bere ase ne siiɛ ne deɛ nkurɔfoɔ fira na efiri mu na wɔn a ɔmo firi mu dodoɔ no ano yɛde ɔmo firi ɛna ɛba obi hɔ nom nso a yɛde n'aba hospital emergency hɔ nom a yɛnya nurse ni bi akora a ɔbɛfa ɛyi wɔn atwedeɛ anaasɛ lada ɛde aba sɛ deɛ yɛyi ne mfiri ambulance mu mfa ne nto so yɛmfa ne nto so asa so mfa ne nwura hospital kora no wɔn gyinagyina hɔ nom a ne bie nipa no afiri mu na wɔn asa dɔm apue mu wɔ mɔkyerɛ hɔ nom ɛna before ansa na mɔkyerɛ hɔ nom kora no bɛyɛ wɔn adwuma no ɛyɛ a ne nkempem pie no wɔn pɛ report ansa na wɔn agye sɛ nipa no eti sɛ obi ba kɔnfɔn no kyerɛ ne si ogyina hɔ ne si ofiri mu a wɔn fa ne sɛ owu fie ɛna yɛde n'aba saa ne deɛ mɔkyerɛmanfoɔ no ɛgye wɔn mu na wɔn
aiki nyabotrɛ na yɛ sɛ nkɔfoɔ firi fie kɔpiem hospital hɔ ɔmo duru hɔ na ebi a obi ama so ɔmo nti na ɔmo awu ɛwɔ kɔnfa no kye
saa pɛpɛɛpɛ na ɛsɛ me ne ɔka sɛ wɔn a mpanimfoɔ a me ne ɔmo di nkɔmɔ hɔ no ma wɔn ama me kɔ ama rekɔ na emu ɔpɛ na me ne ɔmo di nkɔmɔ kyerɛ sɛ efiri bere ase ne siiɛ no wɔn a wɔn hu sɛ wɔn wawu wɔ hospital nkɔmɔ bɛgye arehyɛ bɛka sɛ ɛyɛ emergency yɛde ne baa yɛgu hɔ no a obi ɔkora no a wɔba wotumi sɛ n'ahome no esi so anka ohia oxygen yɛnya obi ama n'afa ɛnsi ne so no nti ne wɔfiri mu nti efiri bɛ ɔmo hyɛ aseɛ no nnipa maako nsia ɛna ɔmo ama so te sɛ wɔn firi mu wɔ hospital hɔ nom ankasa a yɛde ɔmo ɛbaa hɔ nom ɛna wɔn a ewu wɔ fie a ebi hɔ nom a sɛ yɛde ne kɔ hospital no so ebi hɔ nom a no wɔfiri mu ɛno nso so ebi hɔ nom a ɛba saa ɛna ebi nso so hɔ nom a wɔn te sɛ yɛsɛ wɔn kɔ strike nti ɛnfa no kɔ private hospital ebi a private hospital okɔduru hɔ nom no akade yɛ ebetumi bi agyina no so no ɛnyɛ enough nti yɛ refer ne bɛ refer wɔ yɛ refer wa yɛde wɔ kɔ kɔnfa no kye nti sɛ abusuafoɔ no firi sɛ kɔnfa no kye no yɛsɛ wɔn kɔ strike nti ɔbaa ɛmoa bi na obenya ɛne na kyɛ sɛ ɔde n'ani ɛkyerɛ mu wɔ fie nti dodoɔ no nso pɛ mu ɛhyɛ wɔn nkwan wɔ fie ne yɛde wɔn aba nti wɔn a yɛafo te aseɛ sɛ efiri eni ya nkosi ne na wɔtwe mmienu nɛsɛ nɛɛsesi ne saa mba adwuma bi mu di a wɔanhyɛ a wɔn mu ntumi ɛngye obi a owu ɛnhyɛ wɔn anase funu esan sɛ hɔnom ɛbɛyɛ ma wudi wɔte efiri ɛnaa na wɔtwe mu ankosi ne na wɔtwe ɛnkɔ na wɔtwe mmienu deɛ wɔanhyɛ a wɔn ngye obi a sɛ ofiri fie n'ɔba hospital na bi wɔ n'ɔmu nya kwae ɛngye esan sɛ ɔbɛyɛ ma eti bi ado ani bɛkyerɛ mu wɔ private na nkɔmɔ sɛ nurses no bɛyɛ adwuma sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a ebɛtumi abɔ mu sisi amino kasa deɛ ne bɛka sɛ kɔnfɔnɔ kyemɔkyerɛ na ahyɛ ase a ɛyɛ ma ba a wɔn kyerɛ sɛ within 1 week deɛ wɔanhyɛ a wɔn ntumi nye obi amfa nto obi.
nti ne tietia ne sɛ mokɔ a wɔn mu ɔyɛ adwuma wɔ hospital hɔ no sɛ ewuo no dɔɔso wɔn mu gye mu efunu dodo nti na wɔtwe akyi wɔn ahwɛ wɔn ntumi nye funu ɛwɔ kɔnfɔnɔ kyerɛ obi o.
saa pɛpɛɛpɛ na ɛsɛ mi nua.
na onyame ho yɛ mɔbɔ maame mi sa sɛ wo ne ɔmanfoɔ nso a wɔkuma se wɔn mu a kɔgye ayarehwɛ ne bi twetwe nkɔmmɔ a situation wei ɔmo nso gye ne sɛ because deɛ wokan deɛ ewuo no anam neɛ ɛkɔ soɔ sɛ na amanfoɔ gye no
wɔn sɛ ɛka kɔnfɔnɔkye hospital a ɛnyɛ kuma asɛm nko a na ɛbɛka sɛ fom wɔ mu anyɛ hwɛ no mantam bɛyɛ sɛ ɛnwɔtwe ɛkɔ gidiɛ wɔn nyinaa bɛgye ahwɛ ɛwɔ kɔnfɔnɔkye hospital no kasɛm ne sɛ nnura mekɔɔ hɔ ɛna adwada no nso mekɔɔ hɔ nom no wɔn a efi baabi te sɛ northern region upper east upper west ebi efiri adwira ebi firi atebubu ebi firi wɛnkyini ade a ɛbaa hɔ nom no wɔn deɛ na wɔn ayɛ stranded sɛ wɔn a ɛwɔ kumase paa ɛnɛ anɔpaa mekɔɔ hɔ nom no na maame baako a wɔse ɔno ne ba no ne nan ɛna opiraeɛ na opiraeɛ dɔktafoɔ kasa ne sɛ nisɛ ɔmu twa nan ne ma no wɔn mu atwa nan no a ɛdidi kɔ ne ho a akwadaa no bɛfiri mu nti ɔno ɔba ne nka ɔba bɛhu ne dɔkta ne nka ɔma bɛgyina so ahwɛ sɛ ɔbɛtumi atwa akwadaa ne nan ɛde ama nanaa wɔbaeɛ ɔso ɔsi upper east region ɛna baeɛ ɛsiane sɛ ɔbaeɛ na nurses na nyɛ adwuma na dɔktafoɔ nso antumi anyɛ ho hyia ma no no wɔpɛ sɛ ɔbɛkɔ because ɔka sɛ ɔkɔ a aba ne bɛyɛ nneɛma no wɔde dɛɛda hɔnom nti wɔse adwuada no ɔno bɛbɛduiɛ no ɔda hɔnom nduro a adwuada no ɛna nnuro abenada no meme kɔkɔtɔɔ no nti sɛ ɛdɛ woku yame ka menim sɛ ɔkɔ anaasɛ ɔda so hɔnom a ɛno yɛ ntimi nkyerɛ ɛti dodoɔ no ɔmo paawa no deɛ obi hɔnom a obi tumi advice ne sɛ wopaapɛ baabi da because ɛyɛ deɛ a ɛni bɛɛ nansa deɛ ɔmo bɛba ɛne sɛ firi sɛ kwasi ade o sɛ adwuada ɔmo kɔɔyɛ no ɔmo maayɛ no nti Ubu on mo be na ise bi obekọ ni kuro na akọpẹ bi a ebi ana so na obekọ hospital for dia private hospital bi a yes mi nche na mu from ejuada no etu enro abena ene ni kuro ne die ebi e ba no mfi so mo power no mpese mo da no hese bi a obenya adọka kwa mo ahwe wo mo ana eti ma mi dia me example say o say person chale ba ne nine no ifi ejuada obai no da ho no ejuada no ene oda ho e benada enti ne ku na mi ni so wokọ na so da so enti no kwasam ne say omo mo kwa wo mba konfono chene die dodo ono ano omu charge pa wo konfono cha ya republic
hey na ade no ayehu achense de yesusuo no ano ayeden na udi wani fa manfo no na ne omudi nkoma ehin na say omodi omani akire a omo pa yarehwe is it private hospitals and as omo resort to there
any part de ebi ono mo a private hospital ono mo ano be for na no so kan e o ma e wosika no e na obi a woni sika so de no be kan se na mi de kofi anase bi a oje bidro di a obe so be fa ko pe e bidro e na obi ono so kwa no a wo ba review ye chere drama no edu no wanom asa wo ba review e so oba ne se we nya doctor ma na asha ma me ba fa na me ne kasa kasa ne se ono de na ko oba review na doctor ka se oba obe sa chere drama no it is all by my doctor no mama se bi onko to be na to to be ni wo ko ti okra we see the man la 2 weeks ago no a o de ko to edu o de sa receipt na be ko pharmacy and after draft ko se edu no be to bi ama na by the pin okuma so ko pharmacy akefe no a the ma receipt no a let be a edu na akoko to ye no omo twa omo market omo chere receipt no ko se ba to edu sa de ko bi mo be hu sa pa be ya to and I was about what this receipt on about it. It's a beer. One year, you know, pharmacy or no. If I can say one more, a woman near so. Then can you say the bed is said to be a Montedo one of the money actually private hospital. And I want to get good, you know, so the do not want a day or money actually. Your fee say, you get ready to every you know, more than a little cushion.
Ike, but me now I say away na Koswafa. Waso toto form ne di nkomo yachi wani tua se ye de ho ato so bibia ni a no ama yaso ate
mate
yenua Isaac ewo asante mantemu na otese ye no ebon komo Isaac asiedu ye correspondent wa asante mantemu enonom na ye ne no edi nkomo ma me mfa mani enche the northern region Tamale to be precise na me ne Sadiq Garba yen correspondent ho ensu ni nkomo Sadiq utimika memwa ha
Mejiso boss
na pomwe
ya da nyame ase
aha I mean now you're doing well with the trio.
Oh yes afi
eba
eba kakra
ya da nyango pon ase Sadiq
afi se na ye
da ya me ase be ye ndi ye manage ne kakra Sadiq
yes sir
dey na betimi aka fa BC ho what Tamale and other parts of the northern region.
Yeah, anapa we BC candidates what Tamale or Munina Asha actual or BEC exams. So fortunately, I was with the mayor of Tamale in the person of Honorable Abubakar Takuru, who decided to pay a visit to some newly created centers. You know, now, in the past, the centers were just few. So it would take people from a very far villages to either ride or get any other means of transport to the only centers that were created then. So it was causing a lot of inconvenience, especially to the Tamale South constituency, where villages are very far away from the center. So mostly the burden have to go onto the MP to organize buses to transport candidates from their various villages to the centers. But God being so good, the education directorate has embark on a new
creation of centers and Parma candidates. And this year, the candidates, you don't need to ride all the way from your village to a town center to write your exams. They are here. Just be in your area. They will find. They will get a center for you at your place, and you go there and write your exams. And this year. So when we went out with the mayor of Tamale, he paid visit to those centers, and he was just encouraging the students to just be on themselves, feel free, and write the exams, because it is just an exams that they have been writing. Just that this one is done outside their school, so they shouldn't feel intimidated, they shouldn't feel scared, they should just relax and write. He advised them not to copy or do any exam malpractice, because that will endanger their educational journey. So he advised them not to do that. But however, in the school that we went, he will ask to know if there are absenteeism, and if there is one, then he wants to also know if there is people who are not there because of pregnancy and other things. Some school children have been impregnated, and because of that, some of them feel shy to come to the center to write the exam. But he encouraged the colleagues to speak to those that are unfortunately found themselves in or they shouldn't feel shy. They should come to the center and write the exam, because there is life after after the pregnancy. So he even told them that the Tamale Metro Assembly has organized a package for all those school children that are pregnant, so that they can come and take that support after delivery. So that is the kind of agreement that he speaks as far as the pregnant.
Sadiq, that sounds good. And now, not just clearly in Tamale too, man for her, girls in Ibu, de yafno and a cotrons or no, but de ferris de yafno no be
Yeah, Obi was hall. They took the pregnancy to the exam hall, but a lot of them didn't come. So
because there are a lot of them, that means there are a lot of them pregnant, right?
Yes, because we went to a certain center and we're told about 4 girls are not present, and we asked the students, they didn't want to tell us, but somebody from behind told us that those girls are pregnant and they are feeling shy to come to the centers. Maybe they may be teased by their colleagues, so they don't want to come to the centers. It's like almost every center that we went, there was an absenteeism. And when you ask, it isn't that the person is sick or the person is doing something else that has maybe that is preventing him from or her from coming. The answer to the question to why they are not in the exam center is mostly because they are pregnant.
Right. Now, let's look at this biting health issue. Currently, on my Sadiq, catch saying that nurses are echo strike any impact or Tamale.
Yeah, Tamale, the impact it does because especially Tamale Teaching Hospital, it is some rivalry or no be data. They were already having some rivalry among them because if you get to the Tamale Teaching Hospital, there are 2 unions there. We have the Union of Professional Nurses and Midwives Ghana, And we also have the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. They are the majority as far as Tamale Teaching Hospital is concerned. So with regards to the strike, if you go to the hospital, they were just there to manage the little patients that were around the facility. But for
which of the unions did you see there trying to manage the situation?
Yeah, the earlier union I mentioned, the professional Union of Professional Nurses and Midwives Ghana. Yes, they were there this morning to work as usual, and they are even still at their posts working to see how best they can do. But looking at their numbers compared to the other union that is having the strike, they don't have the majority. They don't have the
and you say there are only 10 of them, the Union of Professional Nurses and Midwives Ghana. There are only 10.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So the little that are there, they were trying to work to see if they can support the doctors and other health workers to attend to patients that were able to visit the facility this morning. But unfortunately, they couldn't work to please most patients. So most of them have to run to private facilities. So today, if you go to private facilities like the New Life, the Universal Clinic, they have numbers that is very unusual as far as their patients, their OPD services is concerned. Yeah, so private facilities they are more nipa pibre or but if you go to the Tamale Teaching Hospital, which is normally the overcrowded place, today the place is almost empty. But you know, so and the Tamale Teaching Hospital, nipa and shed that door so hono. But if you go to clinics around the Tamale Teaching Hospital, you realize that there are a lot of patients there waiting to be attended to. But if you go to the villages, that's one surprising thing. If you go to the villages, you will see Ghana Nurses and Midwives Association members on post. I tried speaking to some of them, and they told me that
you go to some of the villages, some of the nurses are working. Is that what you're saying?
Are working. Exactly.
And you're talking about villages like
Vitin, Kaumo, and those were the places I was able to visit. If you go there, you will see nurses there working, but they wouldn't want to speak on camera. But they tell you that, yeah, this is a strike they have all abide to, but some of them have established relationship with the people to the extent that they cannot just watch them die or watch them in pain. So some of them have just decided to come over to see how best they can help the patient. Somebody even spoke to me and told me that everybody is a patient. Even the nurse that is speaking to me is also a patient, because if anything happened to him right now, somebody will have to attend to him.
Are they embarking on a service? Are they doing what they are doing because they had the plea of government or the appeal from government for them to help the people in need at the moment, or by their own volition they decided to help the people because of the relationship they established with the people?
Where the and yes, government be a catch they should listen to their plea. It's not that they just want to do it for humanity's sake. Because according to those that I spoke to, they said yes, they agree to their leadership that their conditions of service must be looked at. But for them, they are just there to help people because they now feel part of them, and they can't just watch a patient in pain or a patient dying. They cannot watch that. That is what they are doing. So it's illegal according to them, but that's why they didn't even want me to capture them.
Okay, so not just a Kobana sa. Omanfo no be free city of Tamale akonkurase na kwaje ayahwe sa na esi.
I haven't seen somebody moving from the metropolis to the nearby community to seek medical help. But I am sure that if people realize that the surrounding communities still have nurses at post, some people will start to go, because since they now have no option than to go to the private, they would rather prefer moving to a nearby community to attend to a healthcare facility that is for the state.
I was talking to our correspondent in Kumasi before coming to your end, and Niameti Wahone said even the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital mortuary has served notice. Say strike not twaswa till next week. Nyadi ombetimi aje dead bodies bio because a facility no yema. Can we say in the northern region, as a result of the strike action? Yeah, now.
Yeah, I couldn't go to the mortuary when I visited the facility, but it's something that I should have done to ascertain whether they are also having similar challenges or not. But what I can say is that even I met with some regional or district leadership of the Ghana Registered Nurses Association, and he told me that this is something that the government can just handle. He was of the view that government should just meet them, maybe give them the assurance. They don't. It isn't that they are so much in need of the services now, but they should give them the assurance that this is what we are going to implement, and they will get back to the to work. If you speak to people too around, many people think it's political. And so, therefore, they don't have any sympathy for the nurses.
Well, Sadiq, we have to leave it here. Mami na wase na yebesa Eddie nkomo bio awo sa nkomo we hu ya dia ehu hia pa. In fact, thank you very much for your tea this afternoon. Sadiq, a correspondent to the northern part of the country. Na eba wo made na ye ne yenuanom Eddie nkomo. Na yabo modern so ne awura anese fo mpanimfo so aso ye ne ahwese wo mo so nkomo a twagwe the ACA are they feeling the pinch of the ACA no zenya de omo penisa nanso the ACA ombetumi de omani ahwetwe de ampon ame anim ni pe ehwere ono mo nkwa ayeti anima mo masesa o madwene our government to do its part and make sure say one no betena se and komo no besesa komodie no bekoyie amomate o ho ase abotoyem bi beba ama nurse fo ya akwa adwuma and join me live on Facebook Happy 98.9 FM or you bobo atia join me live on Facebook no the free Agyemang inebehi what they in komo atwa so say the nurses should suspend their strike for the sake of patients. Greetings to Chairman Eusu Bempa. In Sheso, Samuel Boachi Yadom, SYB Bosomche, Honorable Awuku, and the rest. Well, listen, koso. Now, Seth Anto Bamsu de Biaba, aka breastfeeding, he says, President Mahama, I beg, sort the nurses so that they can go to work and help the nation. Ejuma ne efata this I said in the beginning of the program. Teacher constitution and so the beef in Yamuase at the Abrae Minia Okra free Yamuase. I was able to join here live on Facebook Happy 98.9. Now so they were drinking Ababigo. Teacher constitution says the NDC government seems more confused on punishing Ghanaians than serving them. From your utility hikes to D-levy, and now disrespecting nurses. The actions are telling. Greetings to JFK, Coca, Honorable Mavis Hawa Kumsin, MPP, National Women Organizer, Hopeful. Daniel Ledu Edibi. Hey, Danny. Mami mo afisha pa Danny. Daniel Ledu Edibi amaneme wo Facebook. Watching live from Doha, Qatar. He said, welcome back, brother. Thank you very much. Na comments and pillar 2. And so I join you on Facebook or the Freedom Kobinya constituency. Or see, I wish BEC candidates all the best, especially my village, Akwesiun students. Anyway, regards to Honorable Bright, Esifi, Ekumi, next MPP National First Vice, Hajia Safia Mohammed, and also a National Women Organizer, you say. Mazawood would be every Kumasi Bantamadia Ba, or say calling retired nurses and midwives back to work during a strike is the highest insult to our profession. It clearly shows the government knows how poor retired nurses are. Nurses are striking for fair treatment and better working conditions, not to be replaced by the vulnerable, you say. Regards to former KMA boss Honorable Sampine. Positive change. EDB Efri Medina Abba. What's the issue with respect to the nurses and midwives strike? They had an agreement with the NPP government last year, February. Unfortunately for them, the Bawumia-led administration failed to pay a dime to them. And now they want the NDC government to factor their 10 months arrears with current payments. Is that the issue? Paying for the sins of an incompetent administration. Is that how you term it? Anyway. And also, Paul Menozoji, hey, my brother. And you say, are you cool? Paul, me checha, me mo akwa banso. Me da CP, Paul, odia bano say, the NDC is the future for Ghanaians. NPP, never again. Ginger, Ansa Ensu Dibiaba, watching live from Cantonment. It's a pity, you say. Fawo dear bra, Facebook, happy 98.9 FM, na yenken kain, na yedin komoi, once wadrin cheno, eyadie here. Na emedin komon so kakra, nkoma hodo, minya bejafone etrasia. Nkoma hodo eho ebomaden so se ebewura anasefo na so ye na omunso nkomo kakra omwo no ye kwa kobobo so kakra EpaHoaDaben happy 98.9 FM. I'll be back after these.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say, think safety and decent income. And for business owners, we say, think funding before projects.
Charlie, Happy FM, Salafest Fever, Afa Zongo, Ahodrawo, and Crown Crodium, and the Ghana Fananina. Mokai de Corso, Ewo Castle, Ewo Bride, Yakansiano, the Edica Crash Sheso, Ayesha, Gift Vioto, Adrian, the packaging, and Diano. Why not this one? Or did it success story ever?
I was contacted by a strange line, I don't know the person, and the person just asked that, say, who contested was Salafest, and I'm saying, I know I can't see our contract, mammy, our foreigners from Fiji. Will I take the contract for 6 months? And I say, why not? They take a contract. And they are coming back again next month.
Happy FM Salah Fest. Your next stop, Nima Zongo, June 14th, 2025. Bra, number 1, and Sir for Fra, for Surrey, Ewer Diani Nomu. Obrone Bekase, incredible flavors, amazing talent, spectacular prizes. Jumadina Quantun, Eguswa Ekoso, Nanepon Ponsoninina, Mitra Grand Finale, Ebevia 28th of June, 2025. Our the forecourt of Chief Imam's residence at Wafadama. Happy FM Salah Food Fest. Everybody go chop. Obia Bedidi. Happy FM. Nimdie Happy FM. Any Jenkwa.
Oh, Charlie, me want honam nyina ya me ya. Maposo ne maposo. Sese me ye bibie enko ye. Oh,
and yes so Yom Herbal Lotion hwe. Deals Generations Enterprise ene diaba.
Ante ne wo mu a, e ma ne bu achuma pa.
What the haban mu ahodi ndura. Eku ni pedua mu yaw krakra na ye drum. Se entu honam yaw. Ene waposo yare bia ase. What the ane se obehie kakra gu nsem. Na wodi atwitwi wo honam ani. Ene waposo baby a eya we ya. Na mu no mo ho a, wo badwo ama yaw na ko. Na wo adwo se fom. Did I want to want some cry?
Wow, we just send it some.
And ye need just some cake. As a sabrabon suma was sitting on coy ye. A brow bone with the atra for floor. No many be at over him. So open do it too. And I open so to be tongue. And I open contract sale dear. And your friend 024-473-0295 and 030-295-4146. And face will be nebiato and pharmacies near herbal shops. Yom Herbal Lotion. Life is possible. Edroin yam mapping for FD Agyemang gratuity atu.
Hey, na dua sudua herbal clinic. Sa wasa yare easily sa.
Dua sudua herbal clinic. Na aven wate wo monka. Honema ni yare, sunsun mu yare. Yare kwankro. Ya wo sa no ho no. Yesi bi ni.
Mekuma yare na ye kwankro. Ana bi mu kra de ahye beyie. Oduru ho a doctor ne de ahaban gu ni komu a munum ho ara hwem. Ya wanya na yare sa.
Chese instant healing.
Mesewo.
Ayare sa wo ba bi o.
Dua sudua herbal clinic.
Wo yare no. Doctor Ohenebo Ofori e de fasoro na ansa wo de befa fom. Chese ekwan bia so yare antimi nwane emfiri nanim.
Dua sudua herbal clinic.
E bayal semu an wa ben seja wa ben wo hye. Kuma se wa brepo Broni Krum, Freho 0248 427 998, and Akaswa Breku 0246 35 47 47.
Akrobato, me kamfo, Dua Esudua Herbal Center. Wow, here be abra, a koye. Oh, I never. Papa no, papa no, papa no, papa no, papa no, Ankasa. Polytank is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank, we did. Polytank, papa no, papa no, papa no, papa no, papa no, Ankasa. Polytank, the original, always the best.
Charlie, Happy FM, Salafest Fivano, Afazongo, Ahodrawo, and Crown Credium, and the Ghana Fananina. Moka de Corso, Ewo Castle, Ewo Bride, Yakansiano, the Edica Crash Sheso, Ayesha, Gift Vioto, Adrian the packaging, and Diano. Why not this one? Or did it success story ever?
I was contacted by a strange line, I don't know the person, and the person just asked that, say, who contested was Salafest, and I'm saying, I know I can't see our contract, mommy, our foreigners from Agyemang. Will I take the contract for 6 months? And I'm saying, why not? We take the contract. And they are coming back again next month.
Happy FM Salafest. Your next stop, Nima Zongo, June 14th, 2025. Bra, number 1, and Sir for Fra, for Surrey, Ewer Dian in Romu. Obrone Bekase, incredible flavors, amazing talent, spectacular prizes. Jumadina Quantun, Eguswa Ekoso, Nanepon Ponsoni Namitre, grand finale. Ebevia 28th of June, 2025. Our the forecourt of Chief Imam's residence at Wafadama. Happy FM Salah Food Fest. Everybody go chop. Obia Bedidi. Happy FM. Nimdie Happy FM. Any Jenkwa.
Papa no, papa no, papa no, papa no, papa no, Ankasa. Polytank is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank, we did. Polytank, papa no, papa no, papa no, papa no, papa no, Ankasa. Polytank, the original, always the best.
Happy
International Fathers Month, we bring you greetings from E Productions. This June, we are offering a whopping discount for production services of all magnitude, be it personal, social, or corporate, to celebrate fathers. For other events happening after June, worry not, you can still enjoy same Fathers Month discount once you place your order in the month of June. At E Productions, we are happy to assist you in capturing special moments within a friendly budget. Call 024-2755-323 or reach us via socials at E Productions. E Productions, capture the moment.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous disappraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say, think safety and decent income. And for business owners, we say, think funding before projects.
Anamontuo bi a wutuye no, wo de kyerɛ me kwan. So, na mpo wo akonya, so obeko. Nanso wo tena ase emaame. Enije ne sere a wo de maame no. Wo de maame bre a na me hia ne kese pa. Papa ye hero, me papa. Ma ho odene. So, o papa ye papa kora ono nko na hwe wo ana. Anase o wo papa bi e wo abrabo mu a, wo dom wo ebo a wo ginaye se wo papa. Papa ye hero. Kyerɛ ye die ntia. Your voice note, Fafa 0538-591-314. Na kyerɛ yen ene Ghana fo nyina. Die ntia, o papa eye wo hero. Kayo se dabia, die nasem bedimu a Ghana fo begye atomu no. Ye wa kyɛde a na wo twena wieye. Sa wo nya kro no, ebetumi anya.
Be Fafa ye hero, esanse.
Wei eye omre, so betumi ato asase mi so. Happy FM's Papa Ye Hero, celebrating extraordinary fathers this Father's Day.
Nipankita wudi hu hiyama Ghana mpuntu. The Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management Ghana, the CIHRM 2025 Conference, Nobo! Abotra Dasone, regulating HRM in Ghana, standards, ethics, and sustainability. Ebebaso 18th to 19th June 2025. Wa Alisa Hotel, Northridge, and Cryheya. Sewoka Kwene Hodada, Ubechia 3,200 cities. Wonka Kwene Hua, Ubechia 4,000 Ghana cedis. Student members and Subetia 2,000 Ghana cedis. Pe Numekwa Swasene, your GCB, VRA, Gridco, NPA, Ghana Airport, Buipa Authority, Abuafonsuye, Happy FM, YFM, and E Productions, CIHRM 2025 Conference. Yes, said Juma, Ninumakum.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Ebusamani mo akwa ba mfamra dwumadi atono de EpaHoaDaben. Happy 98.9 FM. Some 12 minutes to the top of the hour. Na mamenka say Dua Sudua Herbal Clinic. Dua Sudua Herbal Clinic. Eboa ama sabre a nurse for ko strike. Esiesi wapomudin na to ho yie. Entwen Emma yade ne nchew na onko baabi a ohobekọ akọkire wo enidaso ho foni kire Dua Sudua Herbal Clinic na yaro ahodo a tete wo nyina no watimi aboa o use natural solution na odi a heal challenge bi a wo nipadua num bia no abusua eni ade a obetu ani ahwe baabi foforo bia Dua Sudua Herbal Clinic. Doctor Ohineba Ofore Adaroma ena de nimdie ene nananum nuanom ne homane hama ene nnua ewo utumi ahodo wo mu enti yade no se eti se Dua Sudua Herbal Clinic ebetimi aboa wo na ayi afi ho emfa ho ne mpre dodo ne baabi a wo de akwa wako ayenkro dia so dia herbal clinic instantly na etu yade no ase e de ama antitutu amerika na fu ani eche wono maso ye na wontimi muawo na ho intimi ento dia so dia herbal clinic be hu wo Ghana fana bebre wodu ani kire kumase a wo abrepo bronco ha wo honom wodu ani kire kasoa wo bereku e honom wo ho na miamia hodo bebre ubisa na obetimi a kyerɛw na wahwew ama ho atimi ato frɛ dua so dua herbal clinic nkra ha obɛfrɛ wa homa so 0246 354 747 0246 354 747 ene dua so dua herbal clinic eni enkomo na Kumase nso obetimi afrɛ 0248 427 998 0248 427 998 ene dua so dua herbal clinic eni enkomo na omwaw na intimate. Now that is soap I've been talking about. Seminar a boye pa adding na niha. Any say they see any peduanani edumano. Any kakwa. A live soap. And I may come for the amount. I was a fear beer dear. Washroom be da ho. If ye BM I was a be da ho. Office beer I say be da ho. A fair sorry beer I say be da ho. Among for the jarrier the session on sound. Edi ye nyama bebre na alive soap yi eba na ne bo ene ade ewo fomti Ghana ha obia eyusu bi ede eye ama na feel refreshed and invigorated enti bomoden ne bisa alive soap na emwa na obetimi achusu from lemon coconut aloe vera ene ne keke ka ho se rose na opa sa variant ya me bo bozu nyina no obetimi enya bi na ama mood no ayeye pa affordable and da bia ne da no utimi eyusu enya zamna ebe ha oni pedua no ebe high skin no ama watete obia timi yusu semna we onya bi na ode edware a emfa ho ne se de stretch marks ni sitie ebe siesie honam na ni kama pa a live soup and I make comfort at the amount now yenuwani enimu say yenimu say wuni wudwumadie ehote na yenu watena che na uzuban ye na yenu watena che yinso yenim say de wo ye adwuma eni daso ewo ho eno nti ena me kamfo polytank over 30 years ena ni atena o meimu ama yensuo akura nsuo esie nsuo polytank over 30 years ena ni atena o meimu ha akura yensuo agi nsuo esie nsuo akura nsuo na ama nsuo emu atie polytank empire enya ngrofo de ye frofro gu nsuo num bi tie o tanka nsuo gumu a ohu particles bi awom polytank ese wa hyeda se wodi gum polytank no enyi nsuo ma wa particles bi wom impurities bi awom nsuo no se de wodi gum mu no sa pepepe na ebe kora ne yie emfa ho ne mre do ebedi wom na akora ne yie pa se de wasi aye ne layers no emfa ho ne awia ne impact enya nsunsanso boni bia wo nsuo no so emfa ho ne se de nsuo beto polytank ejina ne naso nti over 30 years and a polytank ene ya ye adwuma tena maimu aboa yen ama ya kora yen nsuo ewo fie ewo asore ewo school ewo MASQ baby bebre ye hyehyem a ye yusu nsuo ho de baby abefa bia no polytank nti ura fie bia mu na aka se wo polytank papa edi ekora nsuo ewo Africa ha ne Ghana ha dia what the people will tell you a polytank and not there a household name everybody knows it polytank it in come will be in fat tank be mel abra sa tank ntimi nya adwuma ebe hawo and then crofo de obo hu na anu nso to e obi de number bi so what I say polytank no na wo hia enti emfa ho ne de wo de koy adwuma contractor na wo ye na contractor o hia nsuo wo hia se odi bi ko site wo hia se wankasa odi bi adwuma wo ye nyina de bi sisi so no ma de a it's all about polytank eno any tank papa tie polytank yi me mo akai no ahye no so enam se eja ne tono obi a pe bia 20 enipa bonfo bi wo ha no do mu wurawuram enti hye no so polytank en kan kire o se tuaka through mumo obi be ka sa kire wa oboa polytank en kan kire se famomo etuaka polytank papa angazangasa papa eno angazangasa ena me kanfo ede ama ene awie ade abebu ayi pa na e-productions yewram ya eze ye ne ajanom na ehwem ehwibom me nano me kokora me papa yi ohwe a ajade ewu obi a somu yie oba party ase asomu yie na ade bia ye the month that belongs to our fathers. E-productions, special package. Now this special package, yes, every occasion. Ebi our organize event, be our organize. Na here say ubenya professional touch with equipment. Modern. No na we ase afene nyina ya de ye adwuma. Na professionals, na agency. Na atwa na ye fire krabehwe na mposa wo de to ha ebetimi ada ho na standing for test of time there wo hia say wo do ani betre e-production na umatimi aboa wo ama etimi akoyie e-production se ben kai say June yi die o ma whooping discounter o production service bia wo pese oye bia no ebetimi ama wo wani age na hwan ha wo budget no mu enti se eye wa ankasa ankronkro wo de say a social event bi ana bibi na oye ana corporate ana say ebia o celebrate o papa enti uhia say e-productions a very nice and in fact standard professional production ebe kama obi ehu ani beje a for any e-productions aswe enti event bia AC ewo June yimu. Don't worry about it. E-productions, ebe ni ye na oma. Kaze e-productions ye eba ni sebia music videos, live events, we stream we ye den na pese ye na kama de ma de international standard no ni nyina no e-productions be ye ni nyina ama. Because there's some media houses that depend on e-production for their interviews pese ko. Eti e-production there we ni tua. Enti bomaden na fo ani kire happy FM aso ha e-productions office bi ha obetimi aboa na amonya adwumadie omudie no emu nkiremu eye pa capturing the special moment within a friendly budget. Yes, e-production and no it will assist you to capture your special moments within a friendly budget. Enti yeah we an so be happy FM aso ha and also be free e-production and pen for so 0242 755 323 0242 755 323 and now say be on social media ubetimi contact e-productions on at e-productions and we say capture the moment. Yedin komo ya yakọ enumenche na mene abedwafo transe onso betimi de adwenkyere ama ne ewa fidie so na ya kenkan ewo Facebook Salafest jumedie no ekoso na as many Joseph Adanko will say the heat is on eti e was say de hu agimbi e was say de hu agimubi Salafest jumedie second prelims no ade a koso nyankopon ya adoma ni mazongo ejinem mama obi zongo ashama zongo na afe madina zongo ni nyina no koso dendenden nyankopon ya adom a nyame adom a Saturday no ehihye so dendenden Salafest 2025 oba no aba bekire zongo community awo mu ne bobre ewa aduane na nua emu Sunday 14 June 2025 ewo Nima Market ene obia eche ade obia ko participate a wonya international contract a company no sa extend bio oto ho ye dem entibra come and be part witness and enjoy Salafest 2025 edition na this weekend enya de a Yedidi agro cry. We're all making our way there. Now yakwa enjoy sweet taste. Mom for the my and the aroma that you cannot resist. Indeed, Bomwading Nebra, for any information, Obetimi so partner and then to be part of the program as a sponsor. Between my friend 24 who is 0244 143 994 0244 143 994. Now, be joining Sala Fest 2025. Are you happy for me? I yache. Jawenitia say yani event to toa. Enye asem kitwa. Eclipse Collateral Management and Advisory Service say me Kyle said ye dawo ye no guso ye. Ama nkrofo enye sika na nkrofo enjoy. Umaja padia hom faso abreja padia no mfiri wo nsa no. Eclipse Collateral Management and Advisory Service boa ama onso waja padia no ohun krata timi am wenye sika na ohun ato yie. Sika emma waja padia hun krata sem mfiri wo nsa. Sika emu ajapade no enso emfiri wonsa na mu ajapade no nkrata no momu ye adwuma ma wo na wenye sika di Eclipse Collateral Management and Advisory Service enko a ena eboa wo amba wonso ho etimi ato enti bomaden na hwe Eclipse asoye na omwa na omo nchiremu ni yie na nso enya mfaso na wa enjoy ni yie na raise die Mrs. Agelipa Fawanite Eclipse ho na uhu ento or Adenta Barrier obe Medmosis Hospital no in Chenhope the West African Senior High School e wo no ena ebo ho fre Eclipse Collateral Management and Advisory Service e wo human so 024383 2466 024383 2466 Eclipse Collateral Management and Advisory Service onunkwa ne bitimi aboa eno yedi nkomoi na wonso wadwenkyira wo no wakurutiri na yedi egu ho edi ama nemom enensem bisi wo Supreme Court yentie kakra
So by decision of 4-1 today, the Supreme Court has agreed with Counsel Nimako and said that the contempt application, its hearing, and the subsequent conviction on it all has been quashed. So as we speak right now, Honorable Ernest Yakumi remains the MP, the elected and valid MP of the good people of Akwetia. Thank you. And on the second issue was the matter of the petition itself. On that, the court said that the judge, the Leonard Trial High Court Judge Nkofridia, can no longer sit on that matter because his conduct has shown that he should not be allowed to continue sitting on the matter. So even though we may go back to Kofridia, but he won't be the judge to sit on the substantive matter. Thank you. But our main contention at the Supreme Court was that the contempt, its hearing, it's the conviction subsequent to the contempt, the sentencing. If you remember, there were even attempts to have Ernest Yakumi arrested, Honorable MP. All has been quashed by the Supreme Court. So as we speak right now, Honorable Ernest Yakumi remains the MP of the good people of Akwetia.
Thank you. Is it fair to conclude that the injunction itself also has been quashed?
The conviction, the bench warrant, if you would remember, there was a bench warrant issued by the High Court Kofridia. It has been quashed as well.
No, I'm referring to the injunction that was granted on June 6th, ahead of the June 7th.
Yes, it was stayed. The bench warrant was stayed by the Supreme Court to abide the ruling today. So as at now, per the ruling of the Supreme Court today, no bench warrant exists. So everything has been quashed. He's a free man and he will continue his good work as an MP.
But the question is, you remember that the court issued an injunction like this to swear it in as an MP.
Everything has been quashed. Because all those things were incidental to the conviction for contempt and all that, and the subsequent sentence, bench warrant by the trial court. Everything has been quashed. And as Yakumi Honorable is as free as bird.
So now, which of the legs were dismissed?
The debate about the petition pending before the Kofridia High Court, the Supreme Court said we should go back to that, but has prohibited the judge from sitting on that particular case. So yes, for that one, we may go back. I mean,
Ebisan to Jumedi no so EpaHoaDaben happy 98.9 FM na meno kase na meka achre wo se nkoma yedie sisi anesefo e wo strike wo mania bra sisi near free Confornachi Teaching Hospital. Yes, a much for na 7 notice. Say Adian twice say if we next week you come to me dead bodies will hope you. Some crowfo we pa. Na yebe we apomudi ho nsem. Yen hye no so e wo yapomudi ho. Dean na yebe hunu e wo duan so dua herbal clinic. Was ye this year no so say at this moment nurse for crown kwadwuma wo government hospitals no. Eni daso no e wo duan so dua herbal clinic.
Kwasem. Yo voice ya umuti eye doctor Hinbofuri. Beda dua so dua herbal clinic no. Kaswa breku ena mewo ena oba Kumasi nso a abrepo broni krumu ona yewo na nipe bia enya apomudin e de abobra. It doesn't matter successful you are. Say na otibia wo wiase bia no ade ba kope ena eyesumudru e de ma wo se wapomudin betumi ezisi yi. Se no entumi anka wabrabo na obo no ho a wabrabo na obo no nyina ebe kwakoye se o sensu e de gu kenten mu ana o de kenten na ekonsu ebi se ebe kwakoye na echiri no japade ene awunya a obebreti weni fifiri nyina no yare nti nyina besa ahwerewo ena yaresa no so se o kwakopa yaresa enye se ofiti prekopa otis midasabra na watamukura eduro bia na okoto debi yewo eduro bi wo hono na onoma ebema wo yare e de aka wo yare ena yewo eduro bi wo nso na yeye mawo na uyusu a e de ohaw ebeka ohaw na ho eno nti ansa na obetu anamon se mekwa akopɛ ma yare sa anu eduro no e de se unu se bebi a okɔ no eye bebi a yewo eduro a yebetumi e de asan yare ena yewo ayarehwɛ ena yewo ayaresa dua sudua eba center enye yare na yehwɛ wo hono na emu yesan yare e wo dua sudua eba center ena yewo de oto eduro yewo de oye eduro ena yewo de a odi eduro esan yare dua sudua eba center ye nto eduro ena enye eduro ni ye no ba mu ye de eduro ena esan yare na eduro ben ena dua sudua eba center yewo ntia akoye se ye kasa ayetintin ye kasa yi nanso de owa aso na obeti asem na obetu anamon no yas no be yentieti ama no efi say asempa we enche na sotie eduro ayedi san yare ni eye 50s enye na eduro aye fe ni elekpepe do days no uba ye papa mu fie a na ye kan dia odi ebibiduru esan yare a ye nka efa ni sunsum femu ene wonama femu a na ye trensa yesi 3 onsa fako awai ho sesiriku fi ho ukọ no ma omo ena omo wo eduro a ombetumi di yare edi fi uso se ye duabo se ye nto yare ana sasa yare ana se obi ena odi san bia be san wonti na yare na aba uba ye fi a ye beti sa elekpepe na ya te dua sudua ma odi woni etieti aso na se ye hwe na yare na eye wo no eni enyanya afi de ebe ni se yenka wo yare no enhwe se ye betumi a ye beboa wo ye ntumi so a ye beboa wo eno ena eye principle so a ye de ye edwuma ewo ye fi on mu 50s na Ghana kura nya independent ye indi de ye ni se ye betu odu egbugbo eni magbezo no eni magbenu akodu eno trapokotepo eni wudi fokete na ye de asen wo ye to na ade na eba na ebepemo na esanya na eche se ye ntumi mboa wo ba se ye to na etumi trawo dia na eche se ye betumi aboa wo
ya obobo zo no de obobo
enu echiri na ye di aban elekpekpe no ato so ye de to so na aban eromu a na akodragi yare bia na ewo ni pedue mu ebe chino te se magnet echini wi a na afi na etwe ebe twene sredede a akosisi yare ni bepie na se yare ni epie na se eba obi die no obetumi adwunso na dwunso obedwunso no ujena ontumi ngina na obi wo no na ade ni eba otumi kwade egu ni hunu mu enyina ena obi woni de ni eba obefu wo na se ofia nyama obeye wo ni system no mu no stress ujena wo na ontumi enhwe ye ene ye kache Ghana fo nyina se eduro de wo ho but before say obenye eduro asan yare no ese untumi nye eduro a ekura spiritual source because ade bia no ye wo super ene ye wo supernatural intini se upa ade bia ye supernatural a ye de kan woni pedua no a ebetumi ayi yare bia fi hu se obi no ye wo se wo ye nkra bia wo se ye de wuwu anase nipa bonefu bi no person fa yare ni gu weni ma se na on bossasa bradua studio eba center ye wo kasoa breku kese o kan janche honuma na ye wo free telephone number na fi di enkomo 0246 35 47 another 47 0246 35 47 another 47 now some phrase 0248 42 79 98 0248 42 79 another 98 na dia meka kire obi biara otie mi ene ni se yedu ebre se isuto eye nketenkete si a nyare bibiri ena esoli ebi soli fi epomu ebi soli efi gatemu ebi soli efi nremu omu nyina omuba na omuba wiase a dia omuba ni se omuso bepe omu anu aduane omu harvest no so omuso bepe omu anu aduane no omu edi akọ omu nrem eni bebi omu forest omu fi baaye intini eman yare nketenkete a if wankase uni farabai ebi atake wo inti nipe bia no ejese wo ho no ma untumi enya dia etumi be preventive ade etumi preventive efi uyare ana wamane hu uni bibi etumi prevent negative things efi wabra boma ade bia tumi kantawo emane yeyi ba wo niam etumi prevent negative things fu wabra boma yare beba ne eba obon se wo ene wo yere no ma nkura ne nyina ebuso nyina nyebi nanso nko ade yare ne tumi ntakew edenti ene tumi ntakew tete no mo yare bi omo fa ni nkpa obi o anase osegen se eti ebefie no ma etse oseye etumi gu hunam nyina ene se obi no ode oti edemu anase mantemu a motia sa yare ni bi ebeka na omo de powder edura o se wo kaya de powder be dura o nyina ebi nso chicken pot ebi nso mu frɛ no sege ebi nso mu frɛ no kpobio ka ebetuma ka ebuso ni nyina ba bo nse nipa ba ku bi wo no ma yare ntumi nka no na ese yedwale no ɛna me bi sa se wo a wotie mi na de bia me koto eduro doctor se mi nu eduro doctor se mi nu eduro no beboa wanka eduro no mboa wo ye ba me ka kire nipa bia se eduro ebetuma boa wo ama otu yare ase no ene bibiduro no so enye bibiduro keke because bibiduro bia wo wiase ebia no ni dia ni bibiduro but before say bibiduro ebe ye duro no gise wetumi enya the source of bibiduro na ukura no ansa na wetuma to di say eduro wo ye duro because abe omu wiase nyina omu ohene kese wo wiase nyina oye powerful pa eni nkase aye nkase wiase nyina dua wo wiase nyina omo dua oye hene kese pa ene no nanso ono nso no ye ketekete kura otalitali hono mo into kan bible no e Judges chapter 9 verse 14 osina ndue nyina ko hia o ka kye nkase se bra na bedi yeso hene na se dua na ye de nkase eno no mo di tupe aza eni omodi eni ma bibiri enti so obi wo hono na oba ye aso ye hono ma ye si ye so yare ne hwe se o yare na yare we o yare kwan be so na efa so ema yare ne bai obi won ma dure bi efifi woni fie aba bi fifi won ho sa aba ne negative no energy na ekura no ena ema efie ofo no entumi e den enye ye kura ba dua sudia no elekpekpe na ekura no enye dua keke eye dua ekura source of power enye keke wo di dwale ana ye di tu kom ana ye di ye we duro a wanka so bun say yes unam kura hu say why heavy bobi wo no ma just o ye tonturu wa ye kase spare ya kase spare me fa say malem bia na do nsi mi wo mantem wo no mo na e bi opesika na ejuma nkoso na kase spare na spare no betuma tensa wo kronu so na amanfo obi yare we yare na o ma ba na ono asom yare ba se wu nya elekpekpe na wo use elekpekpe ebe prevent any negative spell bi efu abrabɔ ho nti elekpekpe no aye use edi san yare enye keke eni ntine ka kyerɛ wo se yare bi da wa abrabɔ so na yare wa kwa kwa bradua studio eba center na fa elekpekpe entu nkomu Fre 0246 35 47 another 47 0246 35 47 another 47 na mon Fre 0248 42 79 98 0248 42 79 98 o Fre no ma we a wo di dua studio eba center for ebenya encounter kaswa ewutu breku kaswa ewutu breku ena kumasi ye wa brepo broni krom nyame nhyira mo
nyame nhyira won so Dr. Oheneba Ofori doc yebeda ase na said the elekpekpe no I want to see that thing me ba be
me da se bi
me ba be because yes we do good growth ko mu a and the last time we be a dance here no wodie as you know a stroke patient gunu komuna na office we
sharp
and I want to see minim say yamono da bia ho
say obi wo hono ma stroke no yare ne enye keke ye bonsanfo yare bia enu ni kwan se nipa bia wo wiase a saa de ne kura no ebi nto da by Oba elekpekpe betuma sane wo amana yi.
Thank you very much, Doc. Yeni nkomo EpaHoaDaben happy 98.9 FM nkomo ahodo ewo eprono so ene ewiei meno kase abadwafo no so aye krado na ensem de ewo ho bebre ne ene ewiei ewo hoi na ye ba bedie wonso betimi atwa ba fidie no na wo de wadwenkyere enam so aba na ja yakenkan wo Facebook happy 98.9 FM yan WhatsApp line no 0594051145 0594051145 WhatsApp line obetimi the WhatsApp messages no afa ho ede aba na on Facebook happy 98.9 wo de wadwenkyere enso enam ho area by na wie head minister koswa ene nese for edin komo kire se o metimi adan wo muni akwakoye wo adwuma na ba ababua na mum say the months of making no enye captured in the 2025 budget and some no ne wo mu no na retired nurses and minister esre se wo mun konkoboa na mum na said a woman children munsama eba no anode government ad directors telcos no omu initiated 10 to 15% data bundle increase from July 1. Now yet His Excellency the President say was some of the ports nyame ya adomo July 1 hona so 24-hour economy ebe hyase that's according to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. We're
also implementing a game-changing strategy, the 24-hour economy initiative, to unlock Ghana's productive potential across all sectors. And I'm pleased to announce that on July 1st, the 24-hour initiative policy will be ready to go into operation. This policy will provide the framework for continuous production, processing, and logistics in horticulture. It allows perishable goods like pineapples, mangoes, chilies, and herbs to move swiftly from the field to ports to international shelves, minimizing losses and maximizing value. And I'm pleased to inform you that the Ministry of Trade and Agribusiness and Industry and the Ministry of Transport are working together with the Ghana Revenue Authority, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the Ghana Shippers Council, and other stakeholders to soon declare the Tema and Takoradi ports as 24-hour ports.
So that's the president. Soon, Tema and Takoradi ports will go 24-hour ports. Meno kase ewo studio higher na ewie. Yeria minia Kobe Wilson, a Deputy Communication Officer, Utu Senior East Constituency for the NDC, the ruling party. Kobe Kwaba.
Better, Mejodo.
Apomwe.
Adom no humobor.
Yankopase. Saransuna Minia Philip Jima. Ononso ye the NPP Ablekuma West Constituency Youth Organizer. Ononso ewo minchen. Philip Kwaba.
Yuso panikasi.
Apomwe.
Nyamiadom.
Mabunu no hoye.
Omoye pa. But adwendwen na atom so.
Uza.
Adwendwen se de wan hwe wo ya na.
Is ya data ye de say mabunu de. Data no. Say the minister kai. Ibu be de.
Mabunu de me sure so be data 400 Ghana cedis to data. Omo 275 cedis and de to. What does it? It's no omo.
Hey, what is the one for you data?
Omo te me to 400 Ghana to data. Me ma to data 5 cedis. What does it? It's in a here no nipa ni dia go to data 400 cities and beyond. Then
and one no. Me da say Philip Kwaba sa so na me nua Kobi so akwaba. Yeah, share with the nurses and BEC. Kobi nurse for emfa BEC ni momo horo yensa na yemfanwura nurse for edienim. And then we'll come back to the 24-hour economy as His Excellency the President Akei. Na yehen ko maybe through haba. Kobi, mintie.
Brother, my main for if you can see na mintia wait for you na. I want to watch online. It's here one be. Na mintia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the nation builder and the vision leader. Na mintia Central Regional Finest, our pride. Honorable Kisilatu Forson. Ada will be went to 1 for 8 years. 1 fire no. No the obedient course 1717 abrabomo. What so that mine? Masisi and $1. On the Sydney Jina, in the Inquim, Wabasid Nafa. In the Tum de fuel for 8 years. No the 17, 15, 17, 15. Now what's it want to me? Sana it is possible. It is very possible that you are John Dramani Mahama and an pamphlet. Butumu to fuel do. Mande baby caught on 10 cedi per liter. This is one.
Maybe on 10 cedis
per liter. Some of the fuel pump stations on 10 cedi. On the average, 11, 12. That is where you see, but some go 10 cedi. And basically, we are happy. And the guy in Libya and the Maokom Harrow. Now the Nanka the Subian if there or man no hope, no assurance. We have gotten a leader who with conscience, not drink kind of one man, they will restore and hope and confidence. Today, there's no need for me to run away from the country to the state. I need to go and hustle. All right? Go to the Dubai to go and hustle. I've seen my currency. I didn't even go and over 8 years ago. No? And within just 5 months, and them sitting in my Birmingham, will be a clap for my city. So we thank John Mahama for his wonderful work and how far he has brought the country and how far he's going to take the country to. We believe in him, we trust in his leadership, and we believe that Ghana will be Kaboshe at the end of his term. My brother, my chairman for Swajari of Oxygen's constituency, Chenubri, now, you might know you be known from more party in party executive scene now. My main comment is a quick one. The NDC is now 33 years.
Yeah, 33 years.
As a political party.
As a political party, yes.
In fact, over the decades, over the years, we have studied affairs of democracy. Actually, democracy we demo rule of law Juma, and to restore the country, to mark our birth, we want to build justice will work. And if you are what did you maybe be shown son, you hope on a boy and or the we are the share son. Why share that for accountability? Accountable. It's a Juma and I to an as a batan, as a ja, as Unia, or Jumaini, that's a engine accountable that chair. I'm not sure you're going to live a disciplined life and you not be responsible. So those that are afraid of accountability, meaning they were never living a responsible life. Even if you were a wife or a husband and you are afraid of accountability to your wife or your partner, you can't live a responsible life and you'll be disciplined. And you will die not as a hero, but you will die a shameful death because you didn't live a disciplined life. My brother, you ever watch your BEC? They na your film. ahe na ye film kan akra the kind of time 2002 na me chop BBC na the time we
connect say
no easy at a point the man be internet na onye gididam ntina no me hu kakra ntina akwa but you know encouragement us in kwanshe oyade na you can move mountains dem used to can no ebetu ma the ogidi bibidi ma ebetu ma kama mountains where dem kukwa otutu so basically you know ma watch BC all across board. Thankfully we have an open atmosphere. Yesterday how kudru na chicha for the hatcher one abisa the mabri one far them courage no one first start BC no na one show na if you name kunimdi be one dia one be we are pass the pet we ba call one SS now so you know mahama one free snare school we demo in fact why kraboshe and the banana come and do one that come and do on them and that dance was what the baby for abna rice the men be abegwado perfume rice them na for no worker first night work eja na nka muya na locust but you see and with them with the kusua with the watch kama until we are going to also give them those textbooks unlike what they go without textbooks. So thankfully we are also working hard with our honorable Haruna Idusu to take off the track system where you go and stay in school.
A double track.
Yes, you go and stay in school 1 month and come home about 3 months. I'm here to receive some reports. After BC, you know, a man for the insane koya, another man for what the battles and what BC now. But you know, in Kemfano, we believe that as a country we've come that far, so we are hoping that they will rise and come out flying colors. Now I join one animal senior high school, Sahro Krumha, a bit of TVET. Technical schools so wako na fi human skills to help build our country because and for that mostly no yet all our trained skills including nurses, teachers, artisans they left the country because in that ho ko pebre bia bo amanone e bi ko Dubai e bi ko Canada e bi ko UK e bi ko US because no man no wa jegu but in there in the aba
is the nurse for granya omonko
o de bi enko ma wa be ka ho asem o say ano na anu hia tutunye den omba enti yenye no show BC de be ka de ye show nkran the one far kudu na yan gbe pompai de one ma dem retentive memory no de na ye koye de trowe kakra pass ye de call senior high school no the one from senior high school na one obusu adwuma so sanu dwuma to the Tanka University na de wa be na no or home na if you won't whatever anybody has done that is the journey we all began from. You see a president today, and I make kashe yemi nyam day. Since you vice president, or you be siaba. Yeah, mami na no Poku Agyemang. She was my vice chancellor at the UCC when I went there in 2010. Now, yeah, mami, what you abokona to that we getting there now. Women can do and do better, and to aspire to every height in this world. Into yeah, Mr. Afua, what show BC through Mr. Afua women onenua. Now, watch my men as their role model. Now, I aspire to even become a president tomorrow because it is doable from anywhere. Obia, if you're a baby, man, show whom will fear. Pass through the process. Now, if you to me, a computer, certainly, a open our better Chirakwano, what to speak good bread. My fee, I a crabashe. We are do a sort amount on my crusade, that crow. The Mabri, the month yesterday, will be too much as some dream. Police for our mom for whom to one do one show can come. They say they are our friends and they'll be their friends. Which are for our supervise when you have a taramon, a crack. Now, if you want the pepper, now if you be a coordinator, they were showing a way to why a kiss someone. Why you be a comer, little war train, or if you want to have one sambra. The mother no more some of the past. Now, if you want the young frano, one song, walk about some dream. That's it.
Miss Medas, na ye nurses no okay, Maminko Philip Omar. Philip, BC.
Bonikasia. Yeah. Mu fia cha akra. Papa. Yeah, matcha if you are from Paniform of you and my form. And the more nyina, and your good self. No matcha abrik west in person also for nyina. You to know some with you. Me bana MTN, now so Zodiac MTN. No more be that too happy. Johnson one more time. Kola bicycle on your radio, then no so Numachia Miami Mame, Honorable Esla, and a year chairman with a Mano Adu, in 4. West. The youth twin executives mean you among in frame. My son Koso. Now, already tell me, say, in the next election, you very capture city. Opening BC, Semi Brack, and at the same year, 2002.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's every time now. Yeah. A chair moon, yes, sir. No, a chair moon now, school uniform. Anybody, Mediato. It says, I free beam. No, yeah, also I got true. I mean, no interesting time around that time. Yamiadum, Yamima, it's me, so a child, and me a to also call secondary school. But you are no member, say, Mamotia says, Yenina Fombi. And yet, I do be a.
By the time they said the new museum, I say, hey.
I say, oh, got truffle fry. So, but you need preparation. One more time, Miss School. Not every week be a chop papers, more papers, external papers, and all that.
Why you used to invigilation and other things?
It's unprepare ya, and now panic. It's the time a time so you got children. Now you have 100% confidence. I mean, so you have preparation. It will be a one prepare be a banner of fumble. But make a true nipa say, and you late. Say, would it tell me say, Oko Trop, fast show team say, Oko Trop, a pass it. I make you yourself and your parents proud. You understand? It's in your beginning of life. Yeah, man, who see from Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, no, and no, now I got thrown. It would seem you who flew. Now, the day start around, maybe I'm touch from some town solve past questions, and you have to see my baby. Or the time I can't lose in our boom. Vision in our year, all solve questions and all that. It's and I believe in Yamiadom. Bit me, my pass. Yeah, Nana Danko Kufado, Adaroma, or Sunday party free education. Ebo, my no idea Africa crown or not be crowned Tibida. In fact, a day bebano. Now you know no more abominable. I'm saying you're possible. A crime bends to crown your befa. I do free education, Abba. Almost cry, can ya say your budget when you been just kind of wing. When I'm not done, it's me free education by. I didn't say, me, you and BTS, and say, every policy piano, air couldn't now perfect. No, it is sometimes sharing your normal cheap politics on to Santayana, Mwakakra. Because policy be the back from A1 to now, air couldn't now perfect. No, it's a debate now in technical dorsum. It's not making sure say ma adroba and trafi na akosuaba akosku. Te fa kwan bias no bia akosku. It's a number on a shift. Send it to me na adwuma no. Shift system no bia to me enya access for education na far better. Around that and the best option so far. Who think so mo bia trafi. By enwam the policy time but mo buy it's still going on. Almost see ba na collect this school, we send this school. Na di egg we secondary school. Yeah, we chicken secondary school. Me and then almost say cheap politics. As and then collect this school, we do brown rice. Brown rice and from Kufuor time. And you promote no from Kufuor time and you promote made in Ghana. Made in Ghana product. I'm a young time when West African way because Kufuor time. Nakunya young Kenya my Ghana akwenim. Man try and play politics. I don't know my more Ghana be draw some money no. Pennyphone kasa too much. Pennyphone be so money. O say too much and they were on opposition. Sam George Okujato and co. Sami Jenfi they were do press conference about Galamsey as for and on bam to me Galamsey ni bi Galamsey. Who be so chale one who be odidi okasada. Cause onu nyina marry dollars. To mu tell say omo ntwin Ghana for ho.
Seriously.
Now you share ordinary Ghanaians are almost street so. Omo ma na exam dey go school. They say encourage you. Me try to take advantage. Kasa anyhow. Vampire bonus say, I'm not trying to pass it. Ma go through the same system. I you know go through no. Yami adom you be there. Yami so am enkwa. You try pass it cause any school. Eba rise tertiary. O just here. E ko read here. You go so climb ko enim. Academic ne there. Calendar in the end you. It's over show me say whatever you want to become. and the site in Agyemang also. So will be a tribute team not person be president in this country. Or the terms of person be bit my baby. What I say? Oba bia arrest still. I say who dream big. Dream big. So be all tiashia. Umetofon, beto duano so.
That's right.
Now two and you see your mate down. It's I'm encouraging them. And our parents for us, no come on boom. No more encourage you. Teachers for us, no on my 71st day of transfer now. When my dear the pressure, the tension. They should cite them and encourage them. Let them understand say normal people now much on the class more can much train. There's no one more got through. But difference is say when if stand now and they bring someone through. Today you chair class and no one more got through. They should cite in Colano. Because University of Ghana near our department Sebi, who could through I mean, or call near cycle near Penifama. Why you okay? From this way, they say Minyaya, this time say no. See my psychologist for Shankolano. Engage you. Obo ni my dear Paul. I bet try by name you are born 19, 15, 18. But now the teacher needs to say, we don't expect it. Maybe a 6 once. And now we say 10 once.
At the end of
buy. Or trumpet it no fambu usru. It's moving forward no. I'll please say education ministry in consider Saturday no. Because this is the first time I rise from there. I move it to another ladder. Someone per psychologist, a bit my boy. At this point, at least a day, 2-3 hours, engage them before my dream clean no matter what.
When I see now, Yenra one biting subject. Omain say IABB nurses any almost strike. Kobe.
Hey brother.
I mean too. I didn't see because the reporter picking away clearly. The reporter indicated say Kobe to say Kumase Konfanochia. Konfanochi mortuary no a serving notice. Say strike no cost was say rate omunya mu efunu wo mu ho no se koso a enru next week no mu ntimi nyifunu bio because nkrofo owu as a result come me minti
brother madam asbebre we are product of Ghana Education Service. Some went to the villages, some were typical remote places. But now you try and I'm not sentencing a school. You be an answer barefooted, but with determination. And the zeal. We're still reading. All my life, I've been fortunate enough to work around the health service for some time. Yeah, I'm service of Kolibu Plastics and Ben Center. Now, me sounds so tired. Me no hospital today. Fini hospital. Me go dinner. Me dey be me can't some. Me more la pass to hospital. Recently was there. I've also worked with insurance company. So one of the insurance companies I work with took me across the country. Now, now, we Ghana hey now. In fact, I toy a prayer tiffin and afo. I was all over the place. My duty was to engage all the health service and the Ghana health hospitals now. Now, all those under Christian mission to train them on the kind of insurance policy here and there. Now, from northern region, Savannah, Upper East, Upper West, maybe Northeast, we could do this place. Is it Zebula, those areas, Chepon in these areas. About Fabon, those areas. But the next from Bosheshewa, you do a miss out there from Volta or T area in Quanta, those areas. Ask. So why are you from that? You are posted here. We say, oh, if you're Western region, Mawaru Kunoho, but me, you don't know how. So that's how do you see your family? So they go through a lot for us. Yes, for they go through a lot. The
B.O.B. share.
The B.O.B. share all your Juma Abogana health service on your joke, on your easy. Nani no young money at teacher. The pay your swim no oba. Na nursing you may be a say F a coma or today a fre. Say open and throw a man who coma entum 9 year. It was a nipa hu adwuma. There's a reason why we call them patients. Obi a sabe yaraba bonenwa onna botar me biaro o wat team to oba de ye na kikem na team na de he or deserve the ebe ya no ho abota throughout. Next edwuma oya abatane. Na yebesre. Yedim da was mo okay na is their rights wodika. But one thing that in the ema me nom nesefo. Yenuanum nesefo. I know edwuma. One of our pride is that we want to see every patient healthy before you go home. The patient be at the hospital, nursing, ne joy, ne happiness. But more and strengths different there. Me too much be patient man who that's where they get their joy. It's not about the money. I know it's not about the money. If it's about the money, they wouldn't be working good extra mile. Beyond some administer drugs, no. You go on the paper home. You may be inferior, you may be brave. They do a lot of things. They be change diapers, they be change yama. Oh yeah, easy. Go to dialysis unit. They go through a lot in assisting patient mobility. By a bestre, mestre ma boy ma minidin perpetua. Yoraba, yamami. Yadi na no. I want one president. As a class markout, now so Mary. Mawabe, imda abana utwem na pendo. No wash acid them komwe. I remember as far back as May 2024. What's na assisting Kongwa out to July. So abana shemuno. What they were asking for then? Yema will be saying. What's up? One cloth allowance and a uniform allowance. Make a uniform. Make sure one a bit white, a bit green. Na them allowance it encompasses the one scraps. On work wash them off to be a work uniform wash what do you do my hospital. My wash and pabo wash ya be a truth ya hotum save one is crooks are wash. Them in your main a one uniform allowance. What's not that 400 Ghana cedis at then? If he's also crying out for one fuel allowance. There.
No, they've put them all together. And they've worked on it. There's been an agreement.
Yes.
Back and forth.
Yes.
And yet, as in the health profession.
Good.
Others and so for them, according to them, others enjoy
okay.
It's left with them for the implementation.
And the last aspect was the insurance aspect that come on in Good. Share. In the demand a due concern. Legitimate concerns, particularly the insurance aspect. Now, the man will put the money in a few on 17 cities per liter. Now, ban to me as a time 2024. Now, you record for now, but not to me. So, if you are
if you follow very well, the government then was on the verge of implementing. There was a court case that halted the implementation of Omadi.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
It wasn't like
no. I am betting from the fact that what triggered the demand.
Okay.
To more trigger demand in there, things went up. Okay. Now, in fact, now also she. As a 2024, foreign cities could not buy anything. I'm fan touch 3%. I'm fan touch scraps on the Biden. You can't buy any material and so and pay foreign cities for a whole year. It's on the Biden. Few are now the more not so. Because any man Biden. I want you buy na yema ne bwa kosoro. So people were fighting for their needful. What is needful to them? What was their rightful demand? That's what they're fighting for. Fortunately for us, though we're implementing Ampa, Romahama, Nabani Bay, within 5 months, I don't know compete with our life was our currency and our inflation rate and stuff. Basically, now dollar has been stabilized. Now cedi has gained some strength. 2. You know the few ordered now other 17, 15 as I look for the time. Why drop and make a water on bed 10 cedi per liter. When we're buying the 17, 15 cedis a liter then. So now on social
fuel prices. Is it a doing of a government or external pricing?
It's doing of leadership, right?
No, I'm asking, sir. Fuel prices.
Yes.
Is it determined on the world market and locally determined?
Prudent management by the government. Government has a role to play. It is a prudent management by the government. Nobody can take that away. If the NDP were in power, they would have wished this to happen in their time. I'm telling you this about the prudent management of the government of the day. If you think they were spending anyhow recklessly, would you have gotten here? No. They took their time.
Fuel price.
Yes! Government plays a major role. And the leadership of the day that has gotten us here. And 8 years, me who be and I took anyone.
No, they make
So it's a government day. It's a government day. Government has world markets, government day. You have regulations and policies to implement to make sure things go in your favor of the country, and that's what you've done. Now, fast forward. The main demand you call you now, see the you hear the mark candy to be able to discharge our duties. I would think, or I would suggest to your man there. Them you now we can speak about it closed doors. Or Brian can strike. So our demand will be granted. Because going on strike right now, you can't count how many lives you've lost. You can't also bring them back. We've lost some good human resources. Ebi ni pana sabi Bama would have for that because of your crowd born into no ye managing director baby. No ye Ebi capital baby.
Or your
no a MASQ baby. Or your father breadwinner. Thank you. The breadwinner. That's the right word. Na say you did them and tarishe you. You feel allowance you. Na ye be still ani be singwen sebeka. Ba sebeka me say ya hwe ni people bra oh adwen. Ye man no ye na na ewo mi. Obi anu hia yin. Ye besre.
Tis yensa beka dia. Adan yensa kan is.
Yes beka. But about children since ya no. Budget na me beto ho no. We want to maintain our fiscal policy. We want to discipline ourselves in this regard. So, my room kakra, the budget in essence, the council here is going to be about, according to the finance minister, is going to go about almost 2 million plus. 2 billion plus. So basically, abani baino a kawa no de nenim. Me kai yeru akama na ebusan for yawo. Odi ye painful bit na yeru akama. An industrious man no call ni creature. Bondholders into mentua. You for into mentua dem ska no. Pensioners won ska into mentua. Allowance ahuru ko no into mentua no jagu yedo. Couple the energy sector levy. On the yeru atofosen oji ya takes it pay no start the osu to dem ska kankra. So under any bond or dear won't to chairman. So according to play in fuel. Then we come back to ourselves. And see, for the first time ever, a president of the republic will bow down, go down, and go and sit with Fair Wage Salary Commission to bargain on what? Salaries and their increment. I will plead the 10% to me. It wasn't a joke. Or you have Braskasa, or you have to threat, no, what's here now? Sit down, Pat. Abano twem wa abroka gu ho yie wa hye ndi ne hu wa akatwa ho nwie nti sisi ano e ko da yando so yedum ya ka ye increase yama abani ontum twa ho yie onya ahombro wa hom no what ask me about 10% obia of right to demand for adibio ka ho ma wadwuma odimu my professional na so the mabri we are looking at human face the best you may have the right, but let's consider our plight at the moment. Yani house is here today. We let's abandon sin. Now abandon to Jina. Because 5 months government, it's not easy. It's too early. Now Jina, it could have been implemented last year as a July. But wambado, manana ya balo to nyama. Manana ya set nyama kankra. So woman ya mbroka kra rumor. Certainly, you're a Mahama. It's a listening president. He is there for us. And he will make sure Adibia Fatojme Nibia no Sabeka. Oh, enjoy the gym. Teachers will be remembered, will be taken care of. Nurses, bankers, everybody in this country shall be remembered and shall have you sorted out. But then this year, I'm a man. You're to Srawan and Segun say, there, obey ya. When you pay full in Cassay, one chance and Sando, no one son, brother, my banning bosom or to be. At I say, Nempo Yama, Yamabusume bien, and Mabusume Bassa. The best of the implement what we've discussed. Now, ban we try to can crown up Busebi our part. Wape. Now, fee or double trade madi because ye hear that ye be at Nasi. Nay to your bredo, Faso. Ye there be a Merqua Banamaqua spitty. Now, Misha Ness. Now, fee subsub menqua over from inside. The best one. Mortibiano, Nipa.
Osra nurses, then I was rabbi.
Abana yesterday. Nursing work how we. Yabana could see and this aban. Yes, you'll be a pepe. Near what some apa. Edimobibia. So Abana is prepared to stay with them. And I want to say, no, on the work a day. Yama me ajatum day. the health minister, Ira Minta Kando, is still engaging them. Yero Mahama, so why instruct the Sarah Commission there? They should also what? Engage them. So all the stakeholders are being called upon to engage our nurses.
But the stakeholder engagement are okay. No. The Minister for Health has made it clear the budget cannot contain their demands and are making provisions by relying on calling on friends and retired nurses. So clearly, it means that nurses no more demands near the Omunsabaga.
No. Basically, sometimes Kasibu yeah, they fasten myself no dimuvi. On the day, this year we need even more nurses on board.
Yeah, but some
regardless of the system, of course, we have about 7,000 plus something hospitals. So they deal with nurses is over 1,000 plus, over millions. You can ask them to see.
And in fact, there are over 100,000 nurses under the Ghana.
200 plus.
Yes, registered nurses and midwife association.
So this is a huge number. Into one number order than what you do my full on so. Into you only try sometimes a harbor. We may have to appeal to all hands that can come on board. You may be a year for don't make it. Your one predecessors. You go to talk to their children. I will be taken away from them. The Agyemang, no one some or multi. It's about human life. Unlike those that would deal with machines. Unlike those that would deal with maybe other materials. This is about humans. So you're sure nobody can provide life. So basically, now you talk the budget number wasn't catered for. But so many rumor we think are outside the box.
Has it been handled well? Said there.
If you say it's been handled well,
I'm asking.
I wouldn't know the angle you come from.
Baby Ayedri, any back and forth, call National Labour Commission,
yes,
and no money are there, busy, Minister Becca you even throw the gains in the economy out of gear, say, Ukutia, Omo Edia. And then so it appears a such a necessary ebufu. So I'm asking communication on how it's being handled, akuyi.
Okay, so Makade, Nkutahudimuno, but it's when one takes an entrenched position that makes arbitration and stuff become difficult. I wouldn't think, say, the governor has taken an entrenched position that I will not yield to your demand. That isn't what the government is saying.
Mm-hmm.
Government is only pleading with them that for now, the room is closed. It's like there's no space in our budget. So if you could give us
before
room,
them, before the closure, and I said the doors getting shut in the budget. Now, also government engagement according to them. Now the assurance of that be budget a bar. And when all that actually
engagement prior to this budget reading and everything. Is when it takes
and they got the assurance there they'll be captured in the budget.
The assurance is that everything has been captured. Now, this one's to me, in our young people, as opposed to me judges. We're not saying that what is due to them shouldn't be granted.
Sure.
But then, what we are pleading for right now is, fast forward. So I don't mind say yanko strike why emergency them. Ebia mindru ni ho, misrungi ni ho, consumables ni ho, all these things. That only if you can pull out emergency ampa. But sir, if you can manage now, no my some automatum, some room, my abandon for you channel. No I think it's about human life you're looking at. Does
it appear to you, sir, almost strike a sudden? And it to you as a binding and you almost strike.
I mean, I would declare strike with the
because I got to a point almost share armbands, red armbands near the Adina.
As we speak, we come to France study for elections. Congratulations. Nature or say. Basically, it has come as we saw it from afar. And yes, yet aban them.
Oh, sir.
Yeah, abandon because as a bon kind.
Because red armbands near the day when they were talking to government.
That time now we were engaging them.
But that time they were indicating some because
I hear them no cast of the America say, nothing I'm so. Baby Makodri, When he had been a one, in Cabaya, when mobile. Nafi ten, I say, Nafi mum, my space a crack. But so one side take an entrenched position. Maybe can be hidden. But we are still appealing. That the best someone, it is their legitimate right to make sure they protest for whatever it is due to them. But at this material moment, you best say, come in 10 months in pool. You best say, no one ya come to him, but from one can look a crack. So look at a nutrition or pa, eh? Or yes, I'm now. No, best someone. And then you yet. I hope you from the past 8 years, Mr. Mabry, I'm not going to know pie. By best of the Mabry, we can only plead for them to hold on and come back home and work. And where be me or did you President Mahama? The man on that. He's not been sleeping over this. It's not a joke. On that baby Obiwa near Manka, na Bibiabo. No way Samaka. You know, and be what instead of them to calm nerves down.
But this is at the expense of human life.
Human life. And
I mean, when
your press conference, one strike. It's 1 day. 1 year. Them you mean on one manage to no.
People are losing their lives.
Good. And that is why we should be concerned. Minority, majority, ya babum, ya afraid, ya mammy someone, one bra. You better shut that ban. Professor Ramon It's how we build a country. No one is happy because somebody is going on strike. It's good against the government. Or be through the Facebook wall. This man, the spokesperson for Baumia during the 2024 election. I forgot to say. Yes. He has gone to write on his Facebook wall boldly that he under Mahama Bar. This is what will happen. He said if he had been there during the COVID, what would have happened? If you say this, to Jim, that man for strike, my man for you. Is that what the minority wants? Yeah, that's right. A man can and and there be a man.
Maybe he's talking about how the whole thing has been managed.
How has it been managed?
In
their time, what did they do? They engaged. The young people time, what did they do? They engaged them for quite a long of time before they even came to an agreement on something. The same agreement we are doing. You see, also there be a say, Nuobi, na me yet. Ye na enim, more money you come. Na kawa oda ye do. Na to send yet to someone. Until when somebody is happy, call on press conferences to celebrate a tragic moment like this, where people are losing their lives. Now what's the obi you can na kwan one can fear I will make.
Okay, so I want to ask this final one. Say, etinisadia. Once people are losing their lives, emergency BSU or MEMUA, whether budgeted or not, Aban will make provisions for that. Once people are losing their life, it becomes an emergency situation. And then Aban sit up and then look at something somewhere. Okay, for now, it may be a TV, a friend of cola. I mean, that's what we can offer. Now, Munkwaya Juma, to assure you, say, as we have promised, we are going to do.
So I'll finalize my submission on this. That the government is called the leadership of the Ghana Military Association, which have their presidents, Yamame Perpetua.
Yeah.
You see, say, it's about having trust in the government. I would want to ask, is that our woman doesn't trust our leadership? Or what? Because Mahama has demonstrated all faith that he is committed to our cause and making sure that Abraba Yerebo Ghana he Obia be Yahoto Mapa. That's why he's doing it selflessly. In the best son, cancer, Gidi Onyawo, Irakufo Nimunu. More kendo our demonstration da for all those years. Only them did not for Mahama. Because he has proven beyond.
What was it that they were doing right?
Thank you. Them who know she has one. Abba some no buy anti my uncle strike ada. The time for implementation was
so what were they doing right?
One the El Casado, maybe so El Casado say the thing was due to implementation as of July 2024, right? And they didn't implement it. By my to one strike. There's a question people are asking. As I say, Bravo me been there. I did be an election time until one strike.
No, but do you know that they were on strike for about 3 days before elections?
So the 3 days on strike, what was the impact?
And government, I don't know, me can I say, before their implementation, there was a court issue that injuncted the whole implementation of their
Who
service.
took the court?
Yes, you know it.
Who took the court?
A group of nurses.
Yes.
And they decided, no, the way the thing has been calculated, it was not enough. And Agyemang take the matter to court. And there was an injunction for that matter.
So don't you think that this whole thing, they played protest around it for some time?
Who played around it?
So me...
Say,
I mean, if you have to look at genesis of it,
Interest,
if you're looking at genesis of the whole thing coming after we've reached, who shouldn't have been here, I would only plead with them. The government should only pleading with them that at this point in time, they should just come back to the table as we are doing discussion here. That we will discuss it that we agree somewhere, okay, in your 1,000, I can provide maybe 500. But I say, maybe to halfway. Then let's see, after this season, maybe I'll go this extra mile. But whilst you are doing this, no, let's have leadership. Whilst you are engaging, let's call off the strike. Let people go back. Whilst you engage, and give them to you if you want so now a striker, every Tom Dan Dick and Harry this country will support you.
Me that say Kobe, my main found here, but we are losing lives and also we can appeal.
They should stop the press conference and support us to calm them down.
Say you're losing lives or memoir. And as a phone call, you man and go for Eshro Monqua, Ehupa. Philip, and as if we, oh my chinchayon.
Before I make a son, Mamma Chada Chene, Onabo Kumprekum, Canada, Japan. Mamma Channel.
Hey, those about to get
opening us here. Kasana, no mobile. Because now I say, oh, lawyer, case yet demana. Would the case now no sweaty. What does he? I mean, do we can now born now money as semi senses when so can, but still not memorable. Get a funny courage or down someone empty and building the top.
Okay.
Okay, see me say, a house kakra, but I need to say it. I say, ye de piano, ye kwaso bomb pies ye bande obun sam. But once I mean who obun sam no, and yen one say, at the Yami Bebano. Obun sama ye kasi ye when I chain no. Maybe your NDC top member be. Let me say something to no. They are full of lies. How they handle certain things is hard. Is who say asumunitima emagani.
But courage is not factually right.
Make asem.
They said the workers will win me. We can't take that statement.
You see, make a name no say. When say Ghana Mortuary Workers Association are also meeting.
Yeah, they're also making some.
Nina leadership a calling. Yes, sir, ye piano afro no, just we leader. I don't think some leaders no, as be successful. Ye be a mama a buyer. In fact, Ghana for you kabom ka say or born incompetent, all kinds of things. They said it.
But Ghanaians gave him overwhelming.
I'll get there.
And his second coming.
No, I'll get there. I'm trying to around that time. Agyemang kuye. We experiencing whole lot of issues. Inflation our canon. Too much around the time. Dooms fear from the country. A whole lot of issues around that time. Too no. And MPP by. Your first time in office, nobody and this couldn't campaign on economy. Your first time until COVID came in, got so many things wrong, and the Ghana for decide some be punish here.
And so Ghana for say Monday and in your
now, me say the make a question in say, "Sa strike na what the Kobo game no, our brand now, our auction differences now abano." You don't expect more because office say ye dene no after the 4 years no you be compare a date make customers say MPP are buying as at May 2024 they engage all unions on service or condition mewa engage mu nyina je obia de ono correct no as a nurses the nti delay no Oliver Baker I woman on a record community junction too.
But he was a lawyer for a group.
He
worked as a lawyer.
A lawyer, yeah, that's what I'm saying. As a lawyer, yeah. And you know, there was an injunction, if not implemented. And I'm mobile bam. Mobile bam, no, Sabi, I heard 20 crying in Amam. And I do the transition, no, opening health ministry. Mobile to be every deep person who say, this is what has been done. But mom payent, you slept on it, and I would decide, say, obey the Wuhiao. Sabi, now I'm more the and come priorities. It's Uche Usikano, Akomano. What the 78 million Ghana cedis a common office of communication, fellas, your farmer bloggers, your farmer will say office communication, a year 78.
There's no specifics to bloggers.
You understand? Communication. Okay, you understand? We know MPP are buying, they're near the running office of the president, near 350 million in the running around that time. Oh, by what they a year 3.82 billion, and also they run it to the other account crown a 3.4 billion. Watch over the priority and necess. But me one necess and yama we say no, and no muhiano, not them table so. Would you from 1 billion cry say ye de mum, send a baby bit my civil man yama kui, 1 year. We will be our drum. It's Obia or really can whose idea we are. I don't also call it for strike.
So what do we do? Go for
senior. May customers assemble to me, but a matter of principle. I'm if I message you in chill. Make custom way me hold me because I don't want to cry. And that God is my witness. If you hospital and I'm a buy. And Yama air cosono. My first message, apart from that, reading. Messenger. Madam for their enemy. No, first I get to know.
They said nurses are on strike. They are taking this.
They are taking it to Holy Trinity.
Yes, this morning to Holy Trinity. Yes.
Because the Holy Trinity, you say Ghana Hanomono, say private hospital you refer to Kolebu and now reach mewa. It's no honey to me who do never be a hope in the wife. What can say me say disaster si kromu anoma about me immediate katiska eye e says all the son. People are dying every day. They are friends, our siblings, people in our community, in our workplace. So
let's appeal to the nurses as well.
No, you see.
Yeah, appeal to nurses.
No, yeah, appeal. So many uncle. But only lead this strike, and this we say for no communication is so much before. Shasma Felix Ebekaye, Abane so disciplined as you repeated it here. But I was thinking, saying, Karada no catch from say, you are concentrated supplementary budget within November, no, get beshim. Continue to engage them. Kasade, Yakasade, I do about them. Upon me, boy. Oh, yeah, Yakasade, and Yakasade, the same Kasade, on the Gia Bino. I know for the same Kasade. Now you will say no more engaging. Leadership. I'm open some kasa the 2 nations are on so much form. And then we are Tiano got a fair fruit pesa mama and a determined 4 prizes. Hi. President Mama now we talk at 2014. I say and you determined. In fact, a year prompts no. And no bia kofa ni fu wa o want to determine me boa o no so correct no but no be so betie as a no na ma price na ba down me de bia me ka sem bio leave it to time so na ma dollar na o mu ntimi chenye mo ye ma dollar ne ba form within 4-5 months and praise the Lord you be conspire bomb say o mu ma dollar ne mra ne nya won toy
I say ye de enima ne say aban bi pen so dollar ba form no. The thing is that yes, more time no ebe drew saya anka mo so de baba mo za.
Me tese me ka say.
So that one
no me ka some as so say. Say you need NDC market, any MPP market. So mo na so mo ye o ma ya o mo sustain no. E bi year time we be try no. Ye person be shift go post no. a different conversation.
No, why are you saying that?
I'm not. I want to tell them, saying it's not they are doing. External factor trade war in Yama Kosono.
In a year's time.
What I haven't said that. Please understand. They've done something. It's they are doing. Let's be clear. Say it's not they are doing. External factors in Yemen cause the and if I over the world, decided some person get use currency. What does it become? Trade war in Yemen Kosono. Another big factor. You understand? First, can say telcos no area 7 million average movie. Star oil and co. $100 I see this. Na $100 boom in a cofa a year fan no. And a year Dr. Mudbom ya say I said the gold. What does here? A cocofa a year fan one. I don't want to go there. But if you wait me leave another time for this discussion, you will be breaking Yama down. There's sometimes we share communicators are. And these communicators are as if say ya set on say ya kwa weni yenka. But ye can say ye nyan ewu. Ye ma minimu. Onye nda so ba bia oni score ko private hospital. Almost no a private nurse or hospital on no. Also case nyama jinsama e no mo de ko. O does here. Tie pomcho omfa kasa de. E nurse for nkasa. No making sure say
you mean a buying for casa de no moncasa
on for casa de no nurses for in casa. Now if there's emergency fund beyond bet me and there so much I hear nurse for no omuhia open I hear omuhia o come buma I think it's around
I don't know how much though
o can in buma I think it's around 400
a year in groups me boy
o come buma Cornelius said o can in buma it's around 400
I have not quantified it.
No, you can check. You understand? It's around that figure. But say all the poster on my so poster ne nyema bi area emwa ye nyina. Ye tia ye timamufo. Ye pese mo be ye mo nyema yi no honom. Health sector one person ewu a untimi emfa no tutu bibia ho. Some amount of money now we say da ho we don't pese we say why your budget awie. You are being disciplined. Nipa ba konkwa kwankra no a far well done some amount na da wono no anapa ni me boa so
nipa nkwan de
enti no survival from people aban engage omu nyina in the verge of obe implement I don't know implement oba ya transition on second documents nyina no what prevented you decided to shift who focus to where be boa wo also office of the president 78 million or office of president machinery. Mom 3.8 billion Ghana cedis. What does it? It tells you say one consider omokra. It's the advice that mama yen yanom. Amoti and say sabi ye pomocho. Omkos we engage a kwan bia so mbefa. Say the skill mu demand no. So when you bia 30% crowd their mom and a mom na. Then they will trust you. Because who budget in expose you and a mom decided say and yeah think the cocoa answer by we are and on yet and again better somebody message
yeah
me hospital on every day me no down now yes yeah transfer now we say no me da yes me da now me shimi me most kind of my fly me outside the country this country don't use that word say every day
mo feel is etimia boxo government to
hell no
the mo nya bi kan
me nua be ba chonye sa the make casting na say all me be on priorities ewo eti they can do something no office be BSc they say ya omunya ska e na wo kan no to be so mo ye say 30% trying to be nya kra so mo ye see a force one no mo ye na save ye nwane ma me no what did I make an answer?
Will you appeal to nurses in Zomunko?
Oh, and yeah, on several platforms, yaka. Yeah, Pom Cho say, fan tour, Sabi, say, we any be bracasa. Almost Akuma, I can't say. They have heart for this country. Mm-hmm. You understand? And I'm saying, no more that, in fact, almost swear oath. That's what about life for buying. What does it? To be been a kabibi. It's a do sana, crown expect. I say, I'll give you a job. And I went out giving no person back as a make a channel, no saba back. What I say? Ain't you know? Some of us casting na say. Almost so train say better some dawa yasum. In fact, obi be your bonnet. Maga chose chief. Me baby was a canyon. Me baby was a canyon. Means of a so we be man. Or mini so yes I no. On me could strike no. They kept saying it. Said Tuesday me could strike me boy. On me can't around that and then I'm here. I'm munim say strike no. I want to so be brave. Oh I are force. Around that time mo ti man yahwe found. Te boa para na say den. Sabi ye nwanom de ye free mu no mo ba ye kɔ no mu ye mu ba mu ye free aba mo ne ba mo kɔ so ana so ya ba ye nwanom behind microphones and the political platforms ye trance ye din komo ye friends ye nwanom komo say no mu di behind the scenes no madi what does say ye say ka chen necessary no maka omo de kita power no to mo na ese omo ye de ese omo ye e de ma enye de tinde mo pie nyina ba bi say MPP for ye de enye de ba ko kra ka ye enye da ke yan engage unions no enka nche unions say ye be ye omakoma so adiamo etie two health minister for say ye pomocho omo ni leadership in entrance no ne president Mahama ni penifon entrance ye cabinet na nim ya no omo tie bibi found no mo go back to down to say any ye kofa retired nurses aba woko nyamre moment to make his statement it means we so just say when you ready so be ana bokanin boa wo kire me say woko fa retired nurses aba
eno de interim mitigation measure eno de o de so ade bia no de basen krofu owu eno kra no se wanya zo onyaye enso ya nada nti won se hwenhwen ya to nti also opekwan bi so ema nkofo beboa
we are sure say on aban poster we say we ready so best on.
Oh, so onya we anka only looking for measures bia
no the man uncle for that tour no who be some questions based on question be say we are sure say we are ready the poster the donation any commentary from a spokesperson for Air President Mahama Mr. Mahama a show say am I ready to do something about it now tell some of fellas we can it's better because I say men can say me day. What I say? And nunti na make the make no. Enti no, I hear these communicators nyakonya. Omkoso ya ba bom. Ni a partners furniture. Say the leadership require ne bia ya mu journalists. Moso mu nyakonya tran machines achia. Moso mkoso mpomcho. Na mkoso engage in a leadership of this country. So nkasa see enwanu mu every day.
Oh. Philip Yanvensia, Kobe said
I have a quick correction to make. Okay. No question. Your best way. You know, me put me build the history to AB.
Oh, best way why?
Best way. You know, I know me before. You see, you need that. My way answer work. Mahama or Bano. Was me free bebre.
Wow.
In your campaign, MPP. Was me free bebre. I'm telling some of them. One was in your campaign time. Do you know what he was saying? When you vote for Mahama, you vote for Dunso. They know what they've done at any sector. They confident Mahama by a Dunso Babuarian. Say, yeah, mammy, might have been working. They be a new Kulumpoya, concerned chairman of the MPP, but Sianon is a man from Intra. Me the man didn't that one chen. Yes, one boy and a few nine, I don't know she and a tomba. But I must tell you one thing. Can you count a press conference at the MPP leadership why you're in backing this kind of strike?
They are backing the strike.
I'm telling you.
Or they have been.
Look at what they're saying.
I've heard from the minority.
No, I say, Obi come budgets. Our communication team. But Jubilee House and Flatter House. And for that reason, has triggered their anger. How could you just suppose this with this kind of strike? I said, Waba. To say, but then cancer restaurants will be more. Who knows their reason? That is what their reason. Exactly. My brother. Now I say Airborne Pie, they Kromba Timbi. As I say, basically it's a young man. And that's a baby I'm gonna walk come on. I'm not mayor and less in work strike. What about tomorrow? You can't know. That's it. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. So the portion of the MPP
and don't forget
the portion of the MPP meaning minority that they are making this noise, making this whole thing sound political. It is not a political issue. This is about real life issues.
It becomes political.
But why would you compare someone's service to a budget allocated for the government machinery?
How can you
even do that? Apart from this analysis, I'm not misquoting you. You were saying that now the people are angry. They are now on strike because they've heard that they've given the government machinery particular amount as a budget. So they couldn't have budget. They neglected them. Why are you saying priority?
Because it was setting more priority.
The our priority has been to clear the mess you left for us. You left pensioners to go hungry, to go without their drugs. You had to face it. You left bondholders. People have saved bonds with you. Yeah, because the best way to save your money, to do your investment with the government. In your tenure, that tuition has changed. It changed. Now we have come to make sure we restore whatever things that you lost or you mess up. We have restored them.
Hey.
Well, are you paying the bondholders? Haven't you heard it? Haven't you seen it? And I say, please. So basically, it's about time that the fact that we're in a position doesn't mean that everything was opposed. This is a strike matter. People's life are at risk, at stake. People are dying. But when you go to the villages, it will shock you. When you don't have mission hospitals there, this one, all the mission hospitals are out.
In fact,
they are still in at
work. Reporter the northern part of the country.
No, I'm a central region.
Central region. There, what you are hearing is the UCC hospital NIA overwhelmed. Because Honor Crawford do many because it's autonomous. And then in the northern part, where we are getting, so it's a honso amount for do many in Krasin because in Krasin, some of the health workers are working, even though they support the strike.
So by something that this time,
but
health is about proximity and about timing.
Exactly.
So distance so fit baby I said don't need panic. So I'm you lose it. As I say, it's about time to unfold. So over there when your mic now press conference over here one cancer more than quench umpuntu nkambo meba.
Okay, so what you see or what you think of NPP for and Tonchen. How long must it take government to solve this? Because it's only government who can solve it.
Government is willing to solve this thing with immediate effect. Today as we speak, we are still sitting.
Maybe.
And sooner than later, we see the result. But once the water with
I'll be back after this.
And no credit those here high sensor, the about chimney television, refrigerator, chest freezer, air conditioner. Now so when you say your laser TV, gas cooker, washing machine, smartphone, sound system, water dispenser, microwave, blender, rice cooker, kettle, iron, air fryer, kakrabim ponono. So to adhere away ho. In few numuntem, se chima, ne free yania, fabra, yen CSA mawa, yabesa sama. Se say so the high sense showrooms no, ebu organa fanenina. Into bibina opato, banaiko, neko jodie, ebi one cry, tama, kumasi. Takrade, Takwa, Mankesim, Obuase, Sunyane, Techima, Tamale, Hoy, Kofodia, a Bona da Fomboko, Edemao, Siaka High Sensor, near Tredia Echeno, dear Papano, dear Ensenam Canian, dear Air Feno, Nea Befono, Bibina Open Chrimua, Frey, 0302 550000, and now Quabefon and Sentintanaso, Ubenya highsense.com.gh. Your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any YouTube or so, and also share High Sense Ghana. High Sense, the name was so be abotom, and no.
Tovilla Water Solutions. Tovilla Water Solutions. If in a water treatment you define it. Tovilla Water Solutions. Technical support for your water systems. Tovilla Water Solutions. Water research, training, Tovila Water Solutions. Water dispensers, drinking water supply. Tovila Water Solutions. They provide safe water for your homes, companies, industries, communities, government and non-governmental organizations.
When it comes to customer satisfaction and professionalism in water solutions, Tovila Water Solutions is the #1 in Ghana. You can contact us on 055-2490-864. We are located at Titegu, Accra, Ghana.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
We're also implementing a game-changing strategy, the 24-hour economy initiative, to unlock Ghana's productive potential across all sectors. And I'm pleased to announce that on July 1st, the 24-hour initiative policy will be ready to go into operation. This policy will provide the framework for continuous production, processing and logistics in horticulture. It allows perishable goods like pineapples, mangoes, chilies, and herbs to move swiftly from the field to ports to international shelves, minimizing losses and maximizing value. And I'm pleased to inform you that the Ministry of Trade and Agribusiness and Industry and the Ministry of Transport are working together with the Ghana Revenue Authority, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the Ghana Shippers Council, and other stakeholders to soon declare the Tema and Takoradi ports as 24-hour ports.
Welcome back to the program EpaHoaDaben Happy 98.9 FM. Abusan ye twaso ye din komo Minua Philip of the NPP woman chain and Minua Kobi of the NDC and so a woman chain yeni womu edin komo ye dwendwen oman hu na enano mi koja mese kwan ema watwa na nanom okoni maker ho na sara nso ena abusuan wo mo de hye na omodofo wo maame yenua baaye soa maame Rebecca Araba Niza se yemfanto obibia nim se ba mo wo de napakan aba befa maame Rebecca Araba Niza asese watwa na nanom a otwedi amponkwame nchen enu akwakuduru na osre adofo ne yamfo se obi amra na yemeboa yemu omu enya ani mfuom ani ntum na yensu yemame Rebecca Araba Niza abra ye na ye hu hyehyeye na aye no ekoso ne yeboa ne akra na kire kra na sei ena ye a enhyehyeye ne tia ede ekra yemame Rebecca Araba Niza akire nyankopon ya adomo a kwasi da we anim June 14, 2025 Mount Zion Methodist wo Sakumono na yede no ebeko kwa akotompem anopa no nsia pepepe na yede ye maame atompem na afi yede no atwam abesene akosol pond na ye na nkasa mpanifo esi nkonya na yanom ne sikasa no nyankopon ya adoma Saturday 14th hono ano ena yede behyehyɛ so ewo Lizani Event Center ewo Lashibi odu Lashibi ho a hono yede dwumadie no ehyehyɛ so anopa dubako apemu 11:30 AM na yede dwumadie no ahyehyɛ so ano me ma mesikasa ye na yie akura chiri kura enye asamketwa ewo ho na Thanksgiving service no ebekoso on the 15th of June 2025 ade chikwasiada no a na yede ye maame ne nasie som eno ebekoso ewo Mount Zion Methodist Church ewo Sakumono ho no ho an ebede da no memene da no na yakwa ne nasia sore ewo ho Sakumono tema nyame ya adoma anopa nonkron ene fa pepepe na yede sa na ase asɔre no ahyehyɛ so kama paa ti abusua nso ɛbɛtena se ɛwɔ Lizani Event Center hɔ wɔ Lashibi na anopa dubaako ɛne fam hɔ na agya yɛdidi di nkɔmmɔ na nsan kakra amanfoɔ aba abɛboa na akɔso kama saa kwasiada no anopa no after sɛ yɛakɔyɛ ɔsom no awie nti egu so a yɛsrɛ sɛ yɛbɛyi na yɛ nyinaa no deɛ yɛhyɛ ɛne Sunday no ɛyɛ all white Saturday ɛne Sunday ni nyinaa no yɛ nyinaa yɛ de fitaa ɛna ɛkɔ akɔdom na akɔboa abusua ama yɛakora yɛ maame Rebecca Araba Niza akyire na ayɛ fɛfɛɛfɛ yɛsrɛ adɔfoɔ ne yɛgyamfoɔ nyinaa sɛ yɛmmra na yɛnyɛ ma ɛnyɛ fɛ na baamɔwuo ɛde ne nsa aka abusua yi a yɛn mmoa na yɛne wɔ no mu nsu sɛ ɛtɔɔ mmea no woma ne too na ne mesuyɛ nti yɛnso yɛnyi kɔnkɔboa na yɛnyɛ ma ɛnyɛ fɛfɛɛfɛ. Now we move on to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama declaring that July 1 the much talked about anticipated the almighty 24-hour economy. Kobe. I'm sure you heard the voice.
I do. I did.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the kind of voice I'm hearing.
Now, was resre.
Yes, I need just some. You know, some say we know Ochi Fasam Pakodo. And now, Abrabo Yeboy, yes, should be all that Ghanaians were asking for in the past, for the past 8 years, as a union independency, is to get a leader who will give us the hope, a leader who will give us the assurance, a leader who will walk the talk. That's what we're asking for, and therefore pursue justice for us. Those that stay in the UK that would want to come to Ghana, what's not about Ghana in this country and we do. But the system of the country, you know, it works. It's I say. One of our flagship program, a campaign. You drive onto a campaign led by President Mahama in the 24-hour economy, the three-shift system. Today, Mahama where the announcement, Mr. Nisua Gwaram. Because at a point where the NPP sought to make mockeries, they made mockeries. We call them to the whole TV station. No, what the lion, what is it to whom? Or a lion, Sabi Jataning, and what Bayer, what the Bayer or some, what the Bayer and more in some cotton. What can you good policy moving? Trying everything possible to discredit it. The Baumia was a leader in doing this. He's an Ayamiadum. You're a Mahama in there, or can, or ye, or your Sadia yo. And he meant well for Ghana. All that we were asking for to get a leader with conscience. And God has given us that leader. The vote we voted for was to get our youth to be employed. Was to create a decent job. Not ghost jobs. It's in there. All our union was saying now what home pay a day. Episode they be what by 5 months, 3 months in that been what by 24 economy. No what they can what comes some mobile the bonnet coaching for was enjoy bonnet.
Is it in the budget?
24 economy must be created in the budget before you implement it.
But
what should be
there are some requirements and commitments.
So if you talk about budget, you're talking about remuneration that may come with it, how to fund it.
Yeah.
So
the cost
of unlike
security and incentives and all
good.
that.
So this is
taking care of certain portions of
and everything,
energy and all that.
So this is unlike a government then who promised to build us new factories from the scratch.
No, I'm asking.
I'm going to get to the answer. Now, if you're better, no, I'm going to partner with existing companies to give me this one factory. And they did it. That's what they did. Meanwhile, they promised us from the fresh. Robert Mahama said, I am starting from a specific institution to start with. I don't think Port has been there that one numerate or one to our workers count.
No, but the additional
so
service.
Now the service
and the
service
down.
good.
Say 24-hour economy. Maybe I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Forgive me, but I get the impression that it comes with what was termed as 1-3-3, one job, three shifts. So definitely more people will be employed.
So
when you employ more people, it means that you still have to capture them and.
So
pay
let's
them.
understand
That's
from
what
this
I'm
angle.
asking, yeah.
Not every institution pays its workers from government coffers.
Okay.
Now you get it.
Okay.
Some are paid even from assemblies. Most of the MPP guys that were employed at the NIP, they were paid on tabletop as internal generated what? Fund, IGF, right? Ports as an institution, they will render services and generate what? Funds, right? And most of them, as we speak now, most people are working at the ports that are paid on IGF. So, one, our focus is on a service going to run to get the system moving, to avoid congestions, and to make sure people are giving service at any point in time in the current institutions. So, Ghana Port and Harbour Authority is one of the institutions we are starting with. You can come to Passport Office, which have even begun, and other institutions also follow. Now, we are looking at the services first. So, the services here...
The statement is a bit... there's one that he said that the 24-hour economy is starting on July 1.
First.
And then there was a specific on the port.
So we're starting from there.
Oh, okay.
All right. We are starting from a particular institution. Then a DBS starter, in the form of like piloting or processing, you start from somewhere and then it will go across.
So we are at the piloting stage.
So as I want to may term it, but we are determined to start with the Ghana Port and Harbour Authority. So once they start with this, the service that we want to render to people is going to go throughout the whole timeline, 24 hours. It's going to go unabated. Now here you are, when that starts, people are making analysis here and there those days. That is a demand-driven, other-driven. We are looking at how feasible it is, and this is how we think it's feasible.
And getting jobs for the people, that's all.
Thank you. So if Ghana Port Harbour says, if now, at night, we can still do business and generate funds, we need extra hands, then you go buy it. Then you employ.
But you don't expect the same people working daytime to do the night.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it means that it comes, Adibia is like a chain.
There'll be recruitment at all.
Exactly.
People.
And then don't expect that every institution has to do recruitment, has to rely on government coffers for remuneration.
Oh, but at this point, they are working within their
budget. And therefore,
so
those that
any extra demands on them to employ
if
will
the
require...
job is going to generate profits for them to be able to pay their bills and pay the workers. That's what they're going to do. And for all you know, the engagement has gone on in that they have been able to assure us that we can employ and pay based on the service going to render. And the that will
or
come.
maybe government is ready to pay.
What I'm saying is that the engagement has gone on with the authorities shows that when we begin with them, they can even employ more and pay from the IGF. And it's allowed.
All right. Let's listen to this. Let's listen to the president once more. Now, a clearer picture before I go to your brother. Meba.
We're also implementing a game-changing strategy, the 24-hour economy initiative, to unlock Ghana's productive potential across all sectors. And I'm pleased to announce that on July 1st, the 24-hour initiative policy will be ready to go into operation. We're also implementing a game-changing strategy, the 24-hour economy initiative, to unlock Ghana's productive potential across all sectors. And I'm pleased to announce that on July 1st, the 24-hour initiative policy will be ready to go into operation. This policy will provide the framework for continuous production, processing and logistics in horticulture. It allows perishable goods like pineapples, mangoes, chilies, and herbs to move swiftly from the field to ports to international shelves, minimizing losses and maximizing value. And I'm pleased to inform you that the Ministry of Trade and Agribusiness and Industry and the Ministry of Transport are working together with the Ghana Revenue Authority, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the Ghana Shippers Council, and other stakeholders to soon declare the Tema and Takoradi ports as 24-hour ports.
Okay, so the policy is starting July 1, but the Takoradi and Tema ports, they'll soon declare. It could be earlier.
Than that.
So the full implementation of the 24-hour economy is starting July 1.
And watch out the focal point. Maybe any focus war. Agribusiness in particular in those areas a lot. Yes. So basically it means that a policy that some people made mockeries of. Some people were even doubting its feasibility, how it's going to work. This is what a governor
coming to life.
Think about it. It's a thought through policy to make sure that we give life to our production. All right? And even exports. Whilst we create enable jobs that are decent for our young ones. And this is all that we're asking for. And this is what President Mahama is doing.
So the areas that he mentioned.
Yes.
They require factories, setting up factories or what?
So there are existing factories that are there that need to go into that operation. When they see Commander Sugar Factory for a long time.
It's coming to work.
It's coming to work.
Commander Sugar Factory. From July 1, no.
So from July, launch then people must begin to the processes. So that our launch produce by our launch down, we can allow people to start with initiative to go ahead. This is a launch here, certainly you can't even start it on your own. So it must be launched from here and recognized as a policy. Now here you are, I don't work up here to give the farmers the raw materials to go and plant and supply the factory. For 8 years, they couldn't provide these farmers anything to produce.
Ghana Philip, 24-hour economy, July 1. You should be very, very happy.
I'm the 24-hour economy. Also more pilot, and I just
yes, he was.
As if every policy be at a bar, you go through stages. And I refer to free education. Around that time, when we hear politics, Tunya Gum, can Yemat and time for buying on. But much as I say, policy be at a go through stages. Nedotia, admit to say, a more pilot. Again, so Sanso can say, you can say factory. You will see factory from scratch. Meanwhile, you know, one kind of, you manifesto the buy one kind of. You say partner with private sectors. It's still go and check. Read and
that's what you hear.
Well, look for it and read. So that when you are Bima, you speak the truth. Meanwhile, a 24-hour economy, no. Let me tell you, youth organizer. The youth are penny say you're creating Yuma, Amano. Of course. So, Aban Biaba need to find a way to create jobs. And yet, Jandam. And yes, sir, you better say for people to think, say, say never be, a day no ne fiasco. Na bibisa anyway say, bibisa masusa. Now, omo me share Mr. Mama. We Mr. Mama. Me want to say Mr. Mama. Target say Temaport. Any Temaport Takoradi because of a source of revenue. No, I read how Temaport Takoradi port any Sikana government allocation any one and a true revenue generated. It's going to be generated internally. Any potential fees, any charges related to port operations. Hono munyom sika free. Hono all say omenye scale they are running a year 24-hour economy no. So that run a shift. Salmi huno.